Hello, everybody. It is nice to meet you. My name is Josh Clark, and I'll be your host for Temp Health. Of course, I'm the DM, and we have the wonderful tech assistant, Evan Sorrell, right there, and also Alec Bouchard,
Yo.
our resident first player.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's hop straight into it. After all, we did keep you waiting a little bit long, but now we're here. We start in the world of Vilesia. This planet is old, ancient, and dead. As the biomes start to shift into this swampy, moist muck, gooked and sulked into the decay of rodents and the undead. You find yourselves in a calm, small town of Sanjash, in the nation of Crussus. Located on the eastern continent, it finds itself smack dab in the middle. Very small, very relative, and through other relative reasons to yourselves, you have traveled into this villa. We will start with Evan, a longtime resident and also known as only the Gentleman as a surname. What will you do first?
Well, what time is it today?
It is about 8 a.m.
Oh, and to get that off, I'll go ahead and get out of bed, dressed, and head downstairs. Spend about the next hour opening shop.
Okay.
Making sure we're ready for the morning flow of customers.
You notice your tiny, homey black cat, Knox, start to wake up and stretch, as it starts to follow the day with you, shadowing you. Through all its little motions, you find it setting up its litter box, cleaning up, tidying, and then setting up food for the day as it watches people travel back and forth. You get about 4 passers-by, mostly little kids, also waking up, finding themselves free from school, as it is Friday for them as well, running by and just looking in and peeking in to see what you're doing before they run off to the schoolyard. And then, we start with you.
Yeah.
What will you be doing as you wake up in your hotel room?
Oh. I would be honestly just going about my day. I'd like to see more of the town.
Okay. So you'll just be cruising a little bit.
Mm.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation for me.
Nice. First roll of the campaign. What?
You
Yeah,
got a natty?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Good omen.
So you wake up and walk out and find that the friends that accompanied you for the night have left. They've left a small note
Good friends.
that they had business to attend to at the Temple of Knowledge, specifically at the altar,
Mm-hmm.
and they apologize that they couldn't spend the day carousing with you.
Oh.
Now, while that is sour news, you find yourself departing pretty quickly, as all the staff just sort of huddle around you
Mm-hmm.
and really leave you alone. And then as you enter in, you find yourself completely lost. There is absolutely nothing distinct to this village, as you find yourself just swept up in the crowd. Not knowing where to go or what to do, you find yourself kicked into the streets of the poor district, as this town is layered almost like, it's not like a sandwich, it's stacked like a cone.
Gotcha.
As it starts really small with all these simple single-layer buildings for the impoverished, and as it reaches middle class, it steps up to 2-story houses, and then as you get richer, it goes to triple-decker houses. Triple-decker house! And then the hotel that you're staying in is this large, almost red square spire, as it domes up at the top and sort of envelops in a lot of this brick laid over with this stained glass.
Okay.
And so when you find yourself literally stepping in shit every two feet,
Tough.
you find yourself just frustrated.
I'm very frustrated.
And an hour has passed as everybody just starts brushing past you and elbowing you. And you get a lot of weird glares. Your appearance is very strange, as the entire town is human.
Like, there's no...
No,
Wow.
it's all just different shades of human.
That's tough. I'm going to do the classic strategy of not talking... one, I'm not going to talk to any of these poor people.
Of course.
I would like to, ask for directions from someone who looks like they know what's going on.
Okay, make a charisma.
Oh, also, was there, this much flow of people the day before?
No.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to figure out what's going on. Okay, 16.
16.
I'm trying to
Okay.
grasp at people.
As you sort of reach out, you find a puckish, smaller woman, brunette, with green eyes, just sort of turn to you and just... Hello!
Hi, do you know what's going on this morning?
Oh, well, we're setting up for the festival.
Festival?
Yes,
This morning?
yes.
No one was even preparing yesterday.
Well, of course, why would we? The festival's today.
Right. I seem to be a bit lost. Could you give me directions?
All right, well, where you want to go?
The most open area of town, and preferably with less shit.
Well, you're going to want to go to the dog square. It's all the way that way, and you'll notice it by the Laughing Dog Tavern.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And if we ever cross paths again, my name is Mobius.
Cool. My name is Francesca.
Francesca.
Yes.
Well, you have a blessed day, Francesca.
All right, well, nice to see you too.
And
Goodbye, Batman. And then she just starts to walk away.
I will kind of do the thing, when you have rain on your shoes and you kind of kick and it flies off. Try to get some of the poop off.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna just beeline.
Okay. As you beeline that way, Evan. As you notice, more people are looking across the shop, and they're throwing up all of the normal, like tapestries and all of these strings of different paper maches just all matted together to make these strings of what looks like the cycle of the moons do. As you've been here for a little bit, you know that this festival is kind of a big deal and that you won't really gather much business, as a lot of people only really come in to, get a cantrip scroll or two. But that's when you notice somebody that you saw yesterday, a peculiar figure that hunches over and carries a rather larger stature than what they're letting on. And they brush past going to what you know to be Dog Square.
All right. Well, I gestured to Knox. Knox, are you participating in the festival today?
And translated to you, as you do know cat.
Simple.
It translates to, no, I think I'll be chilling.
In one meow.
Yes.
Are you fine with running the shop for the day?
Yes, until 6 p.m.
That'll do. Thank you very much. I'll be heading out.
And then you see him just asleep.
I head out into the major square, and I think I'll follow the mysterious figure that I saw yesterday. Maybe I'll see more of them. Keep an eye on it for a little bit. Stay a little far back.
Will you be actively stealthing?
No.
Okay. So, as you're following him, what's your passive?
Probably pretty okay. Yeah, so it's been a while. So we got +2, then a +3.
So 15?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, you would notice that the door opens up as you see a very refined gentleman
Yeah.
walk out that you see for once to not be a human.
Good.
And as you keep walking, you notices that he follows behind you. As you hear the distinct cluck of his footsteps.
Hmm.
And as you would know the layout of the town, here you are.
Thank you, sir.
Dog Square will be right by that top one, number 13.
Gotcha.
Evan gets the map.
He do get the map. He lived there, bro.
You can tell because I'm so like hunched over from afar that like this like kind of too good for kind of this figure, but my briefcase is like kind of hitting the ground. It's like when you used to hold band cases, and that and we were shorter and they would bonk against the ground as I'm just trudging forward. I'm gonna try to lose him, but not lose sight of him.
Okay, roll stealth.
Hilarious. Oh no. 8.
8. Okay. So, you see this rather down, somber fellow. Look back. And then puddle, turn. And he's down an alley.
I will go before I pass the building that's still in between us. I'll just go down the alley before and
Okay.
try to meet him at the juncture.
No.
Okay. Roll an insight.
Oh, natural 20.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
So, you stop.
It was the plan.
Now roll a perception.
The expert gaslight. So that's, 21.
21?
21.
Okay. I'm bad for that,
No,
man.
no, we're funny, bro.
No. Anyway, as you stop, and you hear, with your little bat ears,
Okay.
you hear his footsteps clock off and follow parallel to you. And you figure that he would be in a opposite alley. Now it is your choice to continue down this way, where you know you'll meet him, or to rejoin the rest of the main crowd. No!
I think. I'm going to try to get to the end of this alley faster, so I look like I was ready for him, and I was expecting him to go that way.
Roll in athletics.
+0.
Let's go. Flat roll.
2.
Do it.
2.
Okay. So, you're older. So, as soon as you start to try, you feel your lungs just now. And while you do get there before him,
Oh, okay.
you are wheezing just a little bit.
Are you alright?
Well, yes. Of course I am. I actually was trying to get you away from the crowd. You seem to be the only non-human around here.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so am I. I'm coming from Gilmore Manor up north. I don't know if you know where that is. I wouldn't expect you to. The owners are quite protective over the land. Sorry. I wanted to talk to someone who wasn't so normal.
I figured you looked very out of place. I don't mean that.
No,
It's-
no,
don't.
trust me. I understand. I understand there's a festival tonight.
There is. There is.
What is that about? I don't get out much.
Well, I don't really participate in it. It's not really my style. Too much attention.
Really?
But, it usually is, it's very important to the people here. But why don't, Joshua, would you please describe what the festival is about?
Roll a history for me.
people don't care.
Okay.
I just didn't like it.
16.
16? Okay. You know that the festival comes with great importance to just the, not necessarily the Crushing people, but specifically Sanjaj, as the festival has been followed before you moved in, so you would guess a while, as the traditions are pretty set in. People set aside a lot of time for this, and while it's not like a national holiday, it's like, it's like going to your town, and then they have the second Veterans Day type of thing. Everybody's off, everybody celebrates and pops fireworks, but it's not really this massive celebration. So you figure there'll be a couple local barbecues, and you haven't really been told what it's about, except in passing that it's just the full moon thing.
As far as I'm aware, it's pretty much just a moon festival.
Is it a religious thing at all?
Well, seeing as I'm not really the religious type, I don't really know.
I see.
They've been celebrating it since before I got here, and
Oh, you live here?
I do.
You live here?
Yes.
With these people?
Yes.
Sorry, not to be rude. I just expected...
Yes. I am the only of my kind here. But there are some others of non-human. But generally, it is a very quiet town. Good place to settle down.
I'm afraid that's quite the opposite of what I'm doing. I'm going out for the first time. I'm on an adventure. I know that sounds elementary, but it's very exciting. But unfortunately, I don't think I'm very good at it. I got lost in my own bedroom this morning, after all.
I see. Well, do you have any plans?
I am not wearing a watch. Can't say I do, except looking around for something to do.
Well, I think today the only luck we'll be able to get is maybe participating in the festival. Beyond that, most of the businesses will be closed, so getting any real work done is going to be difficult.
Where do you work?
Well, I own the scribery business in the center of town.
Oh, I passed that just yesterday.
Yes. Known as Solutions and Scrolls. There's another one off to the side. They have more of a wide variety of from paper to inks and more stuff like that. I specialize more in spells than anything else.
Have you ever seen another one of my kind here before?
Not here.
I have a younger brother who is a mage, so I was wondering if you would have passed by here. He's the adventuring type. Wondering if I'll bump into him. But if you'd have me, I'd love for you to show me around. The people I saw yesterday just were passerbys. So, sure. And where are my manners? My name's Mobius Gilmore.
Oh yes. I'm referred to as a gentleman.
That's not conceited.
Well, yes, I realize that sounds rough, but it is how my people, the Dreamers, receive their names.
Who named you? Like peers?
Peers, acquaintances, people who just are around you most often. Preferred it to my previous name, but I received it here not long after I arrived. I'm just doing what the name implies.
Well, if I am going to have to stay in this town another night, I'm happy it's going to be with the gentleman. Please.
Alright. and I'll start to just show him around parts of town.
We get lost.
Okay, that means both you get the map. And as you enter the light, please describe your characters. We'll start with Gentleman.
We're just like eyes in animated. Okay.
Wink, wink.
The Gentleman is a very well-dressed man in a
Drip.
black and with like purple accented suit. His tie has this like cloudy effect that's going on with it. It's not actually like moving or anything, but that's just the design along the tie. And his face is adorned with a lot of extra bits that pop out from his jawline and along his neck. His skin is a light green, and he has these bits of cartilage that run along the top of his head that block hair from the side. But he has white, silvered, slick back hair on the top.
Sick.
He has blue eyes. And he has a thin and gentle smile that he carries.
He's a gentleman.
Yeah, he's a gentleman.
Yeah, he's a gentleman. Yeah, he's something. I would probably be like 5'8", but I'm like totally curved, like question marking.
Oh yeah.
And he looks like a gnoll, but not as like famished. More so, and but his skin's like this light, very ashy gray. As it like flakes, as it goes up to his little like bat ears and then maw. As he kind of looks like a bat in the face, as he's just kind of very, very. His back is very curved and he's very hunched over. As my clothing is predominantly black and formal, as it is just the classic kind of leather coat, and then it's all the way buttoned up, but you can see like the classic like Shakespearean like puff thing kind of coming out from his like collarbone area, with a little like pendant that goes down and with like red beads. As he's the clothes look great. That's about it. His hands are really big. It's like small wrist, big hand. And you can tell because they cannot be sheathed. He has claws that kind of do that white into that ebony black kind of as they hook. In a briefcase.
All right.
What's the size of the briefcase?
Classic briefcase. Pretty simple. I'd say it's probably a little smaller and thinner than most.
So like a 3x2?
Yeah, I'd say.
Okay. So where do you guys figure to go?
Well, might as well show him just along. I guess we'll go down the main road. I guess since we're on, because of the area we're in, we'll go ahead and visit the pottery shop along that area, and then we'll just head from there, then head east, and then we'll head down the main, past my shop to the archives.
Okay.
And the two there.
So, as you walk along, you notice that this place is very arcane. Not in the sense that, here's a better word, studious.
Gotcha.
Most people carry themselves in a very esteemed fashion that I wouldn't consider pompous, but rather common. And as you walk by, you notice specifically tailors, that there are 3 taverns. The hotel that you came out of, a second competitive hotel, not really a hotel, it's more of a motel that's really quiet, mostly for a long time.
Gotcha.
And then behind you, in the dog square, you see the Lack and Dog Tavern, which is the very rowdy, just open, everyone's having fun area, where their actual sign is this big carved dog, like a beagle, that points its snout out and has the like little dog smile and is just chuckling to itself. It's to somebody just walking by, you can see it as more of an oddity. But to the people there, they just look at it and they go, eh.
Yeah, that's
And you,
epic.
and you can see a couple people have actually etched their names, like the J and K, just a heart there, and then walk by. Like,
Mhm.
it's mostly for younger people. And then older people go to the quiet place to talk to travelers, people that have more to say.
Cool.
Other than that, there are two other main locations with a minor location. There's his competitor, who is more of like a general store trash that draw up contracts. As you can see, a lot more business money allocated to people walking by. And then there's the obvious general stores. But then there's also a loan office that has a single gold coin as the symbol for them. With it's like cartoonishly Mario, where it's not an oval, it's a circle, and then they have the literal, like, rounded rectangle out of it.
Funny.
And then right across from that, you can hear the dink of a blacksmith as the smoke just puffs out. And you make a mental note of how to find your way around, because the blacksmith's like right at the end of the street. And as he walks you down and takes you east, you can see this large college. And you can tell by all the people walking in with like books that are roughly 60. They're super young.
Oh, I thought you meant like 16-pound books.
Oh,
I
no.
was like, oh my god.
Yeah, the books are 16 years old, bro.
That's crazy.
They have rights. They can almost drive.
That's crazy.
But as they are walking around holding their textbooks, they just wave at you, and you see a couple people actually like start to, like with a notepad, being ready to take notes. Do you let them approach you?
How close do they get?
They're fast walking, so I would say right now they're about 30 feet, moving like brisk. They're using the dash action, bro. They're getting to you.
Oh, so they're 30 feet out and walking past me.
So here's these large gates.
Yeah.
Inside the gates, about 60 feet,
Mm-hmm.
they're just talking amongst themselves. They catch you, and then as they whip out notepads.
I'll wait for them to get within striking range,
Okay.
and then I will try to snatch their pens and autograph their notes.
Roll sleight of hand.
Yo, that's nasty. Is that big nasty? Nah. 19.
19. So it's not big nasty. It's a little awkward. They have to stop and they introduce themselves. And it's just a whoop, whoop, as you take both pens and then with both hands, you just ambidextrously sign both.
Oh, so it's just goofy.
Yeah.
I'll take goofy.
It's goofy. It's not big chilling. But what do you do in this interaction?
I just stand and watch as he handles the situation quite well. Goes a little differently than I might have.
Click both pens, set it in the crease, and keep walking.
You see them just dazed, not knowing what just happened, just sort of pause. It's like they got flashbanged. They just just stare off and then look at each other and leave. They don't know what happened there.
Okay, boys. Anyway, we'll continue.
Okay. So where do you guys go from here?
We will move down southeast towards the cheap goods warehouse.
Okay.
Just to show them more of that, the other side of the road.
Okay. So as you walk by, this is way more of the rich area. As you divert, you see this larger, mostly abandoned warehouse. You can see that it was very refined, and it was this larger store called La Tour's, like Le Tour in French.
Funny.
And to you, it just sort of catches you off guard because in this world, that's called Ferraro.
Gotcha.
So in a completely separate language. And past that, you can see all of these, like, busted goods and jumbled tools. Not necessarily that somebody was building something, but people forgot to tear it down.
And this is in the rich area?
This is in the rich area, and it kind of catches you
I mean,
off guard.
I'll stop.
Okay.
What's that doing here? I can't help but notice the contrast.
Which building is it pointing at?
He's pointing at this one.
I can't remember how long it's been there, but it's just an empty warehouse. Not yet to claim it or renovate it as it may need. Do I know anything else about what's going on with it?
Roll history.
11.
11. Ooh, very big. A gigantic brain. You remember it as a toy making shop. And, like 4 years and 8 months. So it was only when you were like just starting out, and then overnight it just sort of busted. And nobody's really brought it up to.
Who used to work there? Do they still live here?
You don't know. Nobody's really talked about it.
Knock. I dare you.
I double dog dare you.
Well, if my memory serves accurate, it used to be a toy maker shop. Quite a few years ago. It's been abandoned for just as long. No one's really taken it or talks about it.
Strange.
Definitely a point of interest.
It does stick out. You would think with, like, what's the cap of richness?
The cap of richness?
Like, how rich is this rich in this town?
It's like I have a show, Pony Rich. It's not, I am a lord of my castle manor.
Yeah.
It's like I have one really bomb-ass suit. But then you'll see me walking across the middle class. Like, the hotel is the peak of exquisite
Gotcha.
and refined here.
I mean, more than enough people have the money to, smear the eyesore and or
Sure.
use it.
I mean, yeah, I could probably purchase the building and do something with it, but at the same time,
Open a bigger store.
I already have my own.
I
Maybe
know,
in
but
another city.
like an expansion.
Right,
You're the
yes,
gentleman.
of
What
course.
about like the gentleman land? And like we like have like prizes and I read it somewhere. And then I'm gonna walk up to the door.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if it's locked.
Now, as it slowly squeaks open, you find yourself swept back into time as dust just starts to.
Oh.
It smells like you shoved your face into an old moldy book, and it is not pleasant.
Oh.
Roll a perception for me.
Completely gray-faced. Bruh. New dice. We got 8. As I'm like
8.
rubbing dust at a 5-inch layer of dust.
Yeah.
So as you open the door, you actually feel cobwebs just, and you are hit with an overwhelming sense of get them out, get them out of my
I'll
eyes.
try to tongue him.
And as you just okay, roll sleight of tongue.
Sick.
That will be the first and last time I say it.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
9.
Not too many uses.
9. Okay. As you start to recover and peer your way through, you get a little bit more than you thought you would. find all of these little dolls that have these porcelain muzzles eking out, which is you find particularly strange as this is a human village. But instead, all of these dolls have little goat faces. Specifically, goat and sheep.
I laugh out loud at the goat man.
Specifically in the sense that they have the eyes and all.
Do they look like taxidermy goat heads? Oh, no, they're porcelain goat
They're
heads.
porcelain.
Oh, so it's art.
They're porcelain with carved body. It feels off
I mean, I look off.
as all of these patches of hair go about, as the darker muzzles are usually carried by darker hair. Purples, browns, blacks, blues, like navies.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the lighter to gray to whiter ones have all these really bright in your face, like obnoxious colors.
So do they look only dusty? Like they are not cracked?
But the porcelain is shining.
What?
As the cracks in the noses start to chip and feel alive, as the inside of it seems to breathe and wind starts to rush its way through it. And you notice that they all have walls,
Mm-hmm.
chipped
I'm with the boys.
and not painted,
Ooh.
as they seem abandoned on the wooden box.
Do I... I'm gonna do like a sand. Do I feel a presence?
Roll an Arcana.
It's just energy.
Does him opening and going inside drawing any attention?
Whoa, I'm
from
smart?
outside?
Perception.
I made this guy a while ago. I'm smarter than that. I got 13.
13?
Yeah.
You don't feel a presence, but instead, as you start to just take a second breath and relax and remember your time at the manor, seeing very similar artifacts around you. You know power, but instead this feels like passion.
And you said the material, what was it? Porcelain. It's shining.
What did you get? 12. You shift your eyes and look behind you. Give it once, give it twice, look back, check again. No. See a lot of people, mostly kids, just go whack and then look away.
I'll take. I'm gonna take post around the corner of the cheap goods warehouse.
Okay.
And so that I'm like away from the building, so that no one were to go. You.
Mm.
Gentleman!
Like, not too far, so that I can still interact if he comes back out. You were saying?
He calls after you, as you notice he's walking away.
I turn. Yes.
You're saying you've lived here, and you haven't been in here?
No, I have not.
Where's your sense of adventure? Come see these.
I give another look around.
Roll a perception.
That's 21.
Okay.
Child.
Those are my toys. Those are my toys. Instead, you see a lot of people avoid looking at you, specifically.
Cool, don't care.
As you see some people shift their curtains and then slowly shut them, and then walk out holding their own little moon tassel with paper in it, and briskly walk away as this street quickly turns into its own little ghost town, very subtly, very slowly, as one by one people start to leave in groups. First it's a lone gentleman, like yourself. They're gussied up, it's the best one. And then 2, young couple, 3, one with their child, 4, older, more established merchants. 5, 6, you get to whole groups of friends, just sort of widening their eyes and briskly walking away.
I start walking towards the warehouse, but I do not enter.
Okay.
What have you found?
Art. Someone's made the toys you mentioned. They're all in here. Someone's been cleaning them.
Still. After all these years.
I mean, they're well made.
That's true.
Here, come inside.
I don't know. Something's not right, Mobius.
I do admit it is strange, even for me. But think about it. You've lived here and heard nothing. You're not the least bit curious. Imagine the advertising.
What?
Being the man who conquered the warehouse.
I don't know. I could see a lot of ways that could go bad.
If it goes bad, you'll just have to recover at the festival. It'll be fun. Once you're the gentleman who promised to show me around.
Fair enough. I give another check outside, and if I don't see anyone, I'll just back into it.
You don't. You see everybody leave you alone.
You don't back into it.
Something you notice, just from walking around, is a very large vacancy guard.
Sick. Freak sandbox mode.
And as you guys enter, do you shut the door behind you?
I just turn around, like as I go through the door, I'm turning to face Mobius, but
Yeah, I'm like,
make
the
a motion
doors
to shut
open
it.
out or in? In, then I'll stand in front of the door as he walks past, and and then I'll.
Okay. Roll a perception.
18?
18.
Bug eyed.
As you walk in, really on your toes, you look across and about the store. You see that it's almost Build-A-Bearish, as all of these small bits of wooden dolls are placed in these boxes, set off to its own side, its own table. And then you see the heads in another, legs in another, torsos in another. And they're all set to the side so that you could just knit them together with outfits. And then to the left, you see the completed dolls, the pre-mades, as they're all stacked and put into a assortment. Like stair-stepping up, you see them sit on their rows. And you notice that there's no porcelain masks to the right, but they cover all of the pre-made ones on the left. And as you look above, you do see a second layer with a cobwebbed lacing across the rails.
I mean, I can appreciate the craftsmanship.
Yes, that's true.
I just don't understand why they're still clean.
Do I sense any sort of magical presence?
Roll an Arcana.
I'm proficient in that. Yes. 11.
11, bro?
Big brain.
To you, it seems more like a void.
How much of this is clean? Is it just a few of the dolls?
It's just the porcelain masks. That's every single one of them.
So
The rest, you can almost see the arachnids and the insects coil over them, as everything has this rustle to it.
So the ones that are porcelain have goat heads?
Yes.
Do all of them have goat heads?
Just the porcelain ones to the left.
Yeah.
On the
And
left
are
table.
those goat masks or goat heads?
Do you touch them?
No, are they goat masks or heads? Like, is it
You can't-
three-dimensional? Or can
Oh,
you not
it's
tell?
three-dimensional.
Okay.
And then you can't really tell.
And what are the ones' heads that aren't goats? Like blink?
They look smoothed over and completely featureless, as there's a single indent and juxtaposition of a nose.
Gotcha.
It's more smooth and rounded.
I'm gonna look for any like very small, like deformations on the goat heads, like any dust or
Okay.
anything, like any very little bit.
Roll an investigation.
Total 20.
Okay. As you comb through a row, you get to the second one, and you find one's eye to be missing. And as you just peek one lens in and pull it over, you can see that inside has rotted away, as it's almost liquefied. The wood underneath, as you catch a whiff of this sappy rot that leaks into your nose.
I'll like go lizard brain and like paw at my maw because it's stuck in there. Like,
I would do your best not to touch any of those masks. Really anything here.
is the eye like on the ground?
No, you have no idea where it is.
Sorry, this one was missing an eye. It's the only one that it's all damaged.
Well, don't get me wrong, I am suspicious and a fair bit curious about this place.
Oh, suspicious sounds like you're worried. It's just a warehouse. And if it's not, we have stories.
That's true. But I would prefer if we spent a little bit more time learning about it before we dove head in. There's a few things we could figure out without trespassing on someone's land, if someone still owns it.
Is anyone here?
Roller charisma.
We are here. Natural 20.
In the presence of a god.
I'm here with the gentleman. We wish you to show us around your humble abode.
As you echo out, you can hear your voice bounce off the individual corners and reverberate the banisters of web. And as you do, you feel the store start to shake. You feel it start to ebb and move.
Someone's home.
And then you hear
Is
a
everyone
loud,
slightly closer to you.
And-
Only briefcase.
and you hear a loud as something drops to the floor and crashes with the wood.
Zoinks.
And as you peer to the left, you see stairs have opened up.
What fell?
The stairs. Behind it, you see a panel. You see a panel.
Oh, I see what happened. Okay.
Yeah,
So
they're,
it
they're
was
like
a
attic
mechanism.
stairs. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. I was like, something fell. The stairs fell. Oh my god.
How are we gonna get up, bro?
As I'll just, I'll dust myself off. I suppose right this way.
Alright.
I gesture to the stairs.
I will walk up the stairs,
I'll follow.
slowly but confidently.
One foot behind the other, you both find yourself on the second level. Can you roll perception?
No.
Not feeling.
21.
Right? Okay. Not
17.
Oh.
I got big bonus.
So, for 17. You feel the inside cleanliness, like the subconscious of you, eeks at what you see as you are blasted with bird feces. It's everywhere. As you peer up, and the little panels of the roof giving you natural light as little rays shoot down and blast you in the eyes, you see birds just... And then you see a mess of paperwork over on a faraway deck. However, to more students.
Sorry, kid.
You notice that mostly, that it's just reeks. And it hits your snipper as well, bud.
Oh, Lord.
But as you peer past the papers, you see something glint and glare at you underneath the bed.
I will put my left hand, gesture for Mobius to stop.
I can't see over you.
What?
What is it?
Is it... How big does it appear to be?
Just about the size of a dime.
Ugh.
With eyes?
No, like the thing. Glinting at you, it's about the size of a dime.
Gotcha. No. Let me try something. And I'll sort of wave my hand in the air, and a spectral form of it will fly out and make its movement over towards the desk and pick up papers. I'll bring them back to me so I can sort of glance over them as I send it to pick up the glinting object as well.
Okay. You see the hand wave and press out as these little mana streaks and energy particles start to wisp off of it. And you get the papers, and as you go to underneath the bed, you feel it start to struggle against you a little bit. And once you pluck, almost like a flower, you hear that. And as you pull it out from underneath the bed, you bring it closer to you, and you find a small doll.
It's the witch's house, bro. It's epic. I can't... What do you have?
There's some papers here.
And how did you do that?
Simple spells.
Simple. But it was quite impressive.
Well, thank you. I'll go ahead and give a few glances over on the papers while the mage hand moves over to you, Mobius, and just kind of readies to drop the eye in your hand.
I take the eye, yeah. Ooh. I can do this. I'm gonna roll with advantage to see if it's rotting meat at all.
Go for it. Go for it.
Doesn't look normal.
Perception with advantage. And as you look at the papers, roll me an investigation.
All right.
Oh my god.
Good.
1 in 400 chance.
14.
I got that's math.
Okay, as he's doing math, as you peer through the papers, you just start to flip through file after file. And most of them seem like rejection offers of someone trying to sell this place. And after rejection after rejection, letter after letter starts to pour in of, you just need to get out of there. Whether it's from family members, friends, you see them slowly go from, well, I have a place open, to, let's just go somewhere else. Like the woods are better.
Is it... Does the context refer to the danger being more financial or something more sinister?
Roll an insight.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? You good at reading?
Oh, real good. Oh, actually. Okay, it's better than I thought it was going to be. 9.
You're literate.
9.
You're literate.
Okay. What you get for your smelly snit?
24.
24. So as you let your nose glide up into the air and just start to open it, you find yourself hit with the smell, not necessarily of meat, but you smell a lot of plant rot. And you're not really hit with any human bodies. You do smell meat, but it's of something.
My palate picks up like okay. Is it organic or does it feel like special? I guess magical. I don't have a lot of prowess in that.
Ah, okay. What you glint from your snipper, roll an arcana for me.
Oh. 13?
13. You're able to pick up that this meat has been changed into something. It's very foreign and laced with these specks of something.
Excuse me. What do I call you in like a one-on-one conversation? You have to understand that's a little.
That's fair. Just drop the I guess. Until you've... That'll work for now.
Gentlemen. This eye, my people have a very distinct palate when it comes to smell.
I would imagine.
And vestigial, but still helpful in times. This eye, it has some kind of organic matter on it, and I believe it may be magical. It's far from human, and I was just wondering, with your prowess, if you could observe it. It seems to have been transitioned from one thing to another, processed. It's not fresh.
Go ahead and attempt an arcana check on it. See if it is magical.
Go ahead.
Nah.
19.
Ooh, 19. Okay. As you look at it, it seems more accidental. Somebody didn't make this. Almost like a gift. Somebody found or lost something and left it behind here. But it's not good at something. The gift starts to turn into this darker, coarse curse the more you peer into it and you look at the unnatural coursing of the reflection itself, and it starts to suck you in. And deeper and deeper it takes you until you have to blink yourself out of it and just step back a little bit.
Alright. Well, I was not wrong to be apprehensive.
No. However,
Set the eye down.
I pick it up.
We may want
But we were right to be curious. I know where this goes.
And I don't. Yet.
Let me show you.
I think we can find out without putting the eye in its socket.
It sounds like you know where it goes.
Well, yes, I know where the eye goes, but we can do that outside the house.
Why? We're guests. We can't be taking things as we choose.
No, not taking the eye outside the house. We can put it in its proper place while we stand outside the house.
My arms are not that long.
Mine are.
Oh, the magic. Yes. Then yes, we may try.
Okay.
Okay. But you have to hold.
No, I don't. No, I form the astral hand.
Pox on it. I'll just go down the stairs.
And I walk to the door.
One foot behind the other, you guys carry yourselves back outside of the tour.
I do use my mage hand to move the papers back to the desk.
Okay. Do you set them in the same order?
No.
Okay.
I set them down.
Okay. And you guys walk out, and getting a new understanding of this place, you feel it start to reach back at you as you leave.
Like a supernatural, no.
Not supernatural, but almost a nostalgic, interpersonal.
Gotcha. Okay.
And turning back around, do you put back the eye?
I have my mage hand pick the eye up, make sure we're both stepping outside.
Ooh. Is the scent? Would the scent kind of? Is it like a adhesive scent? Would it stick to my hand a little bit? Or no? You know what I mean by that?
Yes, I do. No.
No? Then never mind.
Okay.
Ooh, actually, no. May I see that real quick? I have an idea. It's insurance. You will like this idea. Just let me see the eye. Really?
Will I really like this idea?
Yes.
I have a feel.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yes.
And I bring the hand back and place it in his.
I'm gonna take out my handkerchief. I'm gonna ball it in and I'm gonna roll it around. And try to get the scent on the handkerchief.
Okay. Roll a dex map.
Fushigi. That's okay. It's just 14 for just flat dex.
14, you see it try and resist you as the scent starts to scrape away, almost like you were scraping it off a dirty dish.
Mm-hmm.
And as you finally have some left, you see your eyes start to be in tune with your nose as you start to actually be able to see these little light, pale green flecks start to show on the handkerchief. As you look back to the eye, you see what was a completely blackened pupil start to fleck off into green.
Look at that. And then I'm going to try to memorize that smell.
Okay.
Like a police dog.
Alright then. And I'll move the. I'll send the eye back towards the masks, and then ensuring that we're both outside. Pop it in.
Okay. Roll sleight of hand that.
Oh.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Okay. 18.
Yo.
18.
We're looking slick today.
As it's not a common curved ball, it's more like a Mr. Potato Head eye, as it's less curved on the back and more pressed with a small nub on the back.
We nub it.
Yeah, it's nub on it. And as you see it press, it starts to resist you a little bit as the ball starts to sways back and forth, but then steady it and right back in.
Is it done?
That's in. don't see anything. Or do I?
Roll perception.
But do we?
15.
17.
Yo.
You feel the wind start to shift and start to pick up around you as the coattails start to kick up. And you feel your collar start to sway in the complete reverse direction. And as your eyes carry there, you find yourself staring off into the woods.
Ooh, that's horrible.
And as you look, your eyes get carried with you as you zoom forward into the treetops. And you lock eyes with what looks to be a porcelain mask on a wooden doll. And as it looks at you, it just starts to sit as it has the same outfit as the gentleman.
And then does it go poof and we're back, or is it like poof, poof, poof?
As your Hitchcock pulled into it, you lock eyes with it, and as you start to blink and look away, it releases as if it wasn't there.
And when it sits, you went to the tree line, you said? Does it sit, like, on the ground? Does it sit on the tree?
It's amongst the tree branches,
Gotcha.
up by the treetop, tree line area, as it just starts to sit and dilapidate.
I'm gonna insight its posture.
Okay.
Is it like a, yo?
Go ahead.
Bam.
Do I have the same vision?
Yes.
That's a solid 11.
11. It looks dead. It's just
It's just there.
slumped over, like somebody set it down.
And with that perception, like, I know that's his clothes? Or is it just like, people dress like that?
No, it's distinctly like his suit, as it has the purple outline with the black outline with the purple accents.
Well, at least you two have similar taste.
They do look sharp, I can't give them that. And then I'll have my mage hand close the door.
I will start walking towards the trees.
Okay.
Do I recognize the woods from the vision?
It's not really a vision. It's just what you see as it was in the woods. Like you turn, face the woods. It was just right there. It wasn't really a vision. It was your vision.
Gotcha. Is it in the? Is it possibly in the same direction of the only building that is in that direction? Towards the south. Are we facing the southeast-ish?
So, from the way you're looking, you are facing perfectly east, and there's no other buildings. The closest thing there would be the rivers, and then past that is the woods. As it way more pulled you than you just spotting it out of the blue.
Well then.
Shall we? How long do we have until the festival tonight?
Oh, what time is it now? When does it start?
You see that the sun has reached up, it's past noon, and you can see it's about 2-ish.
Do I remember when it starts?
Roll history.
9. I am not. Yeah, 9.
9. It's like around. It's the full moon festival takes place during a full moon. So until it's rising, it doesn't really start. People are more just gathering things together, getting ready, getting food mostly.
But how long does it last? Does it last until
That night.
Okay, that's all night. I mean, we have time.
Also, where did everyone go?
That's what I was worried about.
Should we, ask if everyone's okay?
That's not a bad idea.
Well, they know you. So.
We'll head into the cheap goods warehouse, see if they're open.
Okay.
Looking for someone to talk to.
As you walk in, you see, as you know, Roberta, just chilling by the counter. You could see that she has set aside some of her wares for herself to eat with her family. She's a younger woman that's like early to mid-20s, where she has a coarser, dark brown hair that runs about to the midsection of her back, and then she has these brown eyes.
And everyone's human.
Oh, she's very short, and yes.
Gotcha.
If I don't say specifically, it's just
Gotcha.
you.
I sort of knock on the door frame, and excuse me, Roberta?
Oh, hi.
Do you know where everyone went? Sort of just walked off.
Well, actually, no, I don't. I was enjoying the peace and quiet and sort of spaced out myself.
Fair enough.
But, no, I don't.
Alright. Well, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. The folks are doing a little better tonight. I'm looking forward to it, because I think we'll actually be able to celebrate the festival.
Hey, that's nice.
Yeah. But otherwise, it's just been a lonely old day, taking care of Mom and Pa.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh, hi, I didn't notice you. Who's your friend?
Sorry, this is Mobius.
Hello, I'm just passing through from Gilmore Manor. It seems there's a festival tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So, this fine gentleman decided to show me around.
Okay. Gilmore Manor. I've never heard of that place.
They're very private people.
Okay.
Just in the... They used to live here. And so
Really?
They just wanted a little bit more peace. Your peace and quiet, you understand.
I can't argue with that, but based on your manners, I'd say they're lovely.
Oh, they are.
Well, I hope to meet him sometime.
Oh, I hope you do too. However, because of their privacy, I wouldn't go looking for it.
Oh, I understand.
But you seem to know a lot about this festival. Could you insight us?
Well, it's been going on since I was a little girl, and I was raised here, just to let you know. So I'd say it's older than about 2 decades, but what they taught us in school was, it was about this large battle that happened between this epic hero who fought for the moon. He was fighting like his twin brother or something. I can't remember his name specifically. It was something like Caston or something, as they were grappling back and forth over the moon. And when he won, instead of keeping it for himself, he left it here.
Very
And-
hero thing to do.
Yeah, it's more of a Felden holiday, so we don't really get a chance to celebrate it more than once a year. But I hear in the Felden regions that they celebrate it every fall. And it's less of a festival thing, but more of a regulated off day where everybody just gets to relax. But here, it's a huge deal.
What was the twin brother's name that wasn't the hero?
Oh, we never talk about it.
Is it
It's-
like Forebodin?
Forbidden. That shall not be named. Most of them just consider him to be Caston's shadow.
And he wanted the moon for what?
Who can say? He just wanted me for himself.
Evil reasons.
Yeah, selfish. It's mostly to tell kids to share their toys.
Good. I'm glad it's a good lesson. Well, I'm happy you're okay. Like my good friend here, we just found that everyone was gone, so we were just stopping by.
Okay. Well, can I help you guys with anything? You are in my store. Do you need any food, any rope?
Well, I can't add to it without buying anything. Sure, we'll get a meal for the two of us.
Okay. What would you like? Any breads, allergies?
None for me.
Do you have anything that's a little over, that wasted?
Like trash?
Well, like meat that isn't quite good to sell anymore.
I can check. You see her actually step out of the... You see her front counter, her right there, and all of the wares, you know, the classic store stuff. And you see her step out into the back room. And you audibly hear a lot of rummaging as she steps back in. And I'm sorry, there's nothing that isn't already in the bin.
Oh, you're fine. I appreciate you looking. Most people just look at me like I'm crazy. Just with this palate that I have, and we typically don't enjoy this typical meal.
Well, I thought Knowles were more of Western readers.
My dear, I am no knoll. I'm well fed.
Okay.
We are what is known as a gargoyle.
Oh.
It's very, not to correct you, my dear, I apologize.
No, it's okay.
But we're very interesting. However, it seems to be more of an inconvenience when trying to be proper, eating raw meat and such.
Okay, well, if it's just raw, I can try and find something.
If you wouldn't mind, that'd be wonderful.
Okay. You see her step out and then come back with a okay-sized cut. It would fill like half a normal plate as it just fits into the palm of your hand. If you wouldn't mind, I'm not going to pay you full price for something that is
I
cooked.
give her my last gold piece.
Oh,
Seriously. Manners like that deserve to be rewarded.
why thank you.
You could.
You audibly hear his like jaw out as he snakes it and doesn't chew.
Well, I thought we might, sit down and eat, but okay.
Oh, I thought we had things to do. I'll let you two be. You be safe and have a blessed night. I pray
Okay.
for your parents.
I guess did you just have
I will leave.
a half loaf of bread or something?
It would be 3 copper.
Well, fucking hungry.
Hilarious.
My man starved.
All I had was a larynx this morning.
Damn.
Starving.
Okay. Where do you guys go from here?
Do you want to check on one of the houses?
Should head back to my scrivery. Make sure Knox is okay.
Who's Knox? Is that your boy?
An employee of mine. I think you'll love to meet him.
Sure.
And we'll head back to Solutions and Scrolls.
Okay. As you head back, you open the door and you see Knox just on his back, leaning back over.
Hey, buddy.
And he goes, "Oh, you're back. I thought you would be gone longer."
I thought I would too, but
Do you say this in cat, or do you say this in...
Technically, I do.
Okay. So you hear the cat go meow, and then Gentle look back and go meow.
Now,
But
what do I say on accident?
sorry.
What you say on accident? How bad is it? Ooh, it's okay. You say that your ass cheeks are backwards.
Yeah.
No.
What was that? Whoa! That is something that I cannot say on the stream. And you see Knox just get up, go, and leave.
Knox, you did not mean it.
No, I don't
That's not
speak.
what he's saying.
I'm sorry. I'm new at this. I did love to meet him.
By leave, I mean he goes to his kitty kennel that's 5 feet away, and you see him shut it, and then use his tail to like put the lock on.
Knox, is it? I'm sorry. I don't know how to speak in your prestige language. It was a fumbling of the tongue. Nice employee.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Anyway, so why are we here?
What is to here? Knox, have you seen anyone come by? No one came in, I'm guessing.
You just hear wow, and that translates to we made it like a good amount of money. I'd say about 15 pieces or so. Nothing crazy. A lot of people came in looking for prestidigitation, and it was okay.
You meowed once. You said like 6 sentences.
That's cat bro.
It's so efficient.
Why don't you know the cat?
I'm bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're bad.
Anyway.
Imagine this language in combat.
Whoa.
Efficient.
No way. Unbalanced. But that's why you should play
A cat. That's why what you chose is lamb.
Mention having two.
Fair. That's fair. You can't blame him.
That's okay.
Alright. Well, that's not bad business for a festival day. But, alright, well, we should be back. Well, I should be back sometime tonight, later than usual, I would imagine. Yep. Continue on.
You see him unlock and just stretch and go back onto the counter and flop over and just hear and that translates to this guy cool, as you just see his tail just.
And I will, as in, so far.
There he goes. Alright, bro. You do you.
Alright. What a good friend.
Yes, that's why I hired him.
How did you two meet?
Oh, finding each other here. I think, was it you or me that arrived in St. Josh first? I can't quite remember.
You see him. And he goes, oh, I was here first for about 2 or 3 years or so.
That's right.
And I was already in the building. You just sort of moved in, and I just thought it was alright.
Yeah.
It's so funny. So anyway, as I was saying.
So, let's see. Used to sort of hear when I purchased the building, and well, as he was already a resident, I decided to give him a bit of extra funds through employment, and he's a damn good employee, that's for sure.
Looks like it. Okay, well, it was good meeting you. Shall we be off?
Yes. Guess next best thing is to head to.
After you say that, you see him just go to sleep.
Yeah.
And
that you in cat translates to bro.
Bruh.
Alright. I guess we could head to the altar. Maybe there'll be more people there. Anyway, need to show it to you anyway.
Roll perception.
Ooh.
12.
Ooh. 12.
Alright. As you guys got the same result.
Efficiency. We play in cat.
You start to see the streets are slowly starting to crowd themselves again. as they were more avoiding the eastern street than this middle one, as it starts to really liven up the lunch rush. A lot of people are going to the Laughing Dog, the Leaping Board, everything, just trying to get into places, get their seats, and be able to eat.
Yeah, we'll just
Well,
head to the altar of knowledge.
crisis averted.
I guess.
Seems everything's okay.
As you guys start heading south, you find yourself at the gates as it has gotten. The sun has peaked and crest as you can see the custodians start to just sweep everything up. The kids now are starting to leave as they're packing up their books, and every time that they pass by Gentle, they wave, give a like friendly smile, and they look to you and
Attack.
you see three of them just. And one of them actually pulls out a stick, and at the tip of it, you just see a little light just bing. And he goes, "What are you?"
What? How old is this kid?
He's like 13.
Oh, okay.
You see that puberty has smacked him and pizza faced him
Oof.
as he kind of spits a little bit.
Okay, that'll be mean. How mean? Not that mean. Ooh, what was the? Fuck, what was it? It wasn't Gaston. It was like Gaston. Like it like had an accent to it.
Cast.
The moon guy.
Yeah, cast him.
Oh, I'm the shadow of Castum.
You're not. You're not that guy. You're not that guy.
You're not that guy. Okay. Move along.
And you see him just sort of go like, "Support project."
No, it's not.
I'm curious.
That's not a project. I do admire curiosity. I am a gargoyle.
Oh.
Don't
What are
act
those
stupid. We are like nose, but interesting.
Okay, I'm following.
We eat raw meat. It's efficient.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay.
What kind of meat?
It doesn't really matter.
Okay, well then why do you eat only raw meat? Is that the only thing your palate can handle?
It's what tastes best.
Okay. If you find a dead version of you, would you be willing to bring it to the college so that we could study it?
Wow. Sure.
Thank you. My name's Gulliver, by the way.
Hi, Gulliver. I'm Mobius.
As you press into his hand, you feel that he's a little bit chubbier.
I can tell by your hand you're fat.
As you shake and you see like the underside of his hand wobble, but you can feel that it's baby weight. Like he's probably gonna grow out of that.
He's gonna get stacked.
Yeah, he's gonna get haunted.
I like this kid.
And then around him is, you could tell this is like smaller buddy that probably is going to stay proportionally the same size as his glasses start to protrude, really wide. And then his buddy to the right is actually just this smaller, probably like 10-year-old girl that's just following her older brother, and she looks a lot like his buddy to the left. And you could see them just enamored, like wanting to know more.
I want to gaslight these kids so
There's an opportunity here.
And it's going to happen.
It's super possible.
And when you shake hands with Gulliver, you see him turn around and one both on his hips and just be like, I know him. And then they walk away.
He does. Unfortunately, I do know him.
And you see the two of them just sort of go, where are you from?
Oh, just up north in a little mansion called Gilmore Manor.
Oh, wow. I thought they died.
No, they're just very old. Just very old.
You mean like old as in dead?
No, as in they're alive. Do you have grandparents?
No.
Okay, I'm not like them. Still living.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna go.
Good.
My name's Eustace.
Hi, Eustace. My name's Mobius.
And he turns to his little sister. 1-1. I know him.
Yeah.
And she walks up and just looks and goes, I like your nose. And then just scutters.
No, I like her. She's cool.
We're right behind her, Eustace, her little brother. And they leave.
It's a nice town. I'll give it that. It has its charm.
Yes. Alright.
So when are we going to the woods, gentlemen?
After we take a short break in the altar, they may have more information that we be able to hopefully glean some more insight about this place.
How long do your people live?
Decently.
Okay, so I have like 50 years left. No rush, but as many adventures as I can in 50 years.
Fair enough. Well, let's get moving.
Okay.
So do you guys head to the altar?
Alright.
How long of a rest
are you looking at?
Not really looking for a full,
Not like
sort of rest.
not like a mechanical rest. Probably like as characters, like let's just take a moment.
Rest your bones.
Mm-hmm.
So like
30.
10 minutes to an hour.
You say 30.
I'm looking for information on that building. If there's any ownership details here that are public on who owns the building. If it's
Alright.
still available. If there's any like old sale that just hasn't gone through.
Okay. Well,
As it is 8 or 8-ish, it's like 7:56 before we get into anything new. We're going to take a break real quick before we dive back into it.
Sick.
So, stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Yo.
Bye.
Hey guys, we're back from break, and hopefully we have that audio fixed. Thank you for letting us know that it was echoing kind of a bit. And let's hop right back into it. So you guys spent about half an hour just sort of resting your bones at the altar while you were just looking around. What were you looking around for again?
I was looking for any information regarding the warehouse's like previous ownership. If anyone has, if there's like a deed of sale that hasn't been fulfilled, any information that would point to maybe any alleviations,
Okay.
mystery surrounding this warehouse.
Okay, go ahead and roll an investigation for me.
Yeah.
Gladly.
Brain?
I think his dome worked this time, bro.
Yeah, it's working. 18.
Oh, it worked pretty well. Okay. So, as you peer through and you ask the front clerk for the records, somebody that knows you pretty well, as often you'll go through and copy spells that you just don't know and you don't prepare. So that way you'll just borrow a scroll, copy it in the library, and then give it back. As you ask the clerk, she tells you to head down to the third most aisle. And that's where they keep most of the building records. Now, this building is fairly large. I couldn't really tell you the square footage, as I'm not a good guess of that. But if I had to give you one, I would say it's about 10K, as it is a massive building. And you go down 1, 2, 3 aisles, peer to the right, and you see all of these little binders and these little folders. And as you flip through, you finally find Latour. As you take it out, open up the file, you see that it has been under the ownership of a Caiaphas Logan.
Ooh. Is this a last name first kind of deal, or does he just have a cool first name?
He just has a really cool first name and then another first name as a last name.
Gotcha.
It's Caiaphas Logan, Jr. And you see that the actual building of Latour has been under his family's name for about 3 generations of Logans.
How do you
So,
spell it? His first and last? It's
Caiaphas,
Yeah.
Caiaphus, and then Logan, with an A. Yeah. So, about 150 years it's been underneath the Logan title, and that he was Logan Jr., the person who owns it now, was trying to sell it about 40 years ago.
I'm gonna.
Oh.
What is it?
So, this, it describes this Logan Jr. character as the current owner, and he started to sell it around 40 years ago.
40 years?
That means for about 39 or 35 of those years, he's been trying to sell it, and then,
Something happened?
yeah, just about 5 years ago is when he left.
How long did he own it?
All of his life. It's been through the line, so when his dad died is when he got it. So he owned it solely for about 15 or so years before it started to go sour.
Yeah, about 60 years-ish? No, 50?
Since it's been such a long time, have I heard of this family? Since I'm not remarkably far.
Roll history.
Oh, what? You're crazy. We got 18.
18. From your readings, the youngest son of the Gilmore family would often peer out and bring back all of these shopping catalogs to show to the youngest daughter. And one thing that he often picked up that you remember is something called the Logan Lineage Toys & Co. To keep you happy, sappy, and for show.
Yo. Okay. Yo, Logan's cool.
As it was a very bright and vibrant brand that popped out with all of these dolls that would carry all of these different dresses.
Goats?
No.
Ah.
All humanoid. Some of them being elves, knife-eared.
Oh, that's right. No, it was a toy factory. I know that name. The Gilmore, the children, used to have these catalogs, the advertisements. I'm sure you're familiar. And it would advertise this company, this building, this name. However, warning, it's nothing. Being in there is nothing like what they advertised.
Well, I'm sure it's been quite a long time.
Well, I mean that there's no goats in the catalogs, whereas all I remember are little dolls of men and elves.
Huh. It's quite mysterious, that's for sure.
Well, it seems like they were doing well.
Are there any details within the report of why they've left?
As you peer through, looking for the specific motives of why that they're trying to leave, they start as simply moving, and then it shifts to lack of interest in the career, to discontent in the location, to just not wanting it in the plain, most blatant of terms. Because they just have no interest in the property.
Yeah, they just lost interest, I guess. There's no detail of any loss of profits or anything?
No, it seems like they were doing very well. And from what you can tell, it seems like they came out with a new kind of toy that was super successful. And they were actually starting to be on the rise when he started to, Caiaphas Logan Jr. wanted to sell.
I feel like we're missing something.
Well, yes. That's usually how mysteries go. However, I would hate to make assumptions, but I've read a fair amount of stories in my day. And not that life necessarily follows stories, but stories are stories for a reason. Do you think it's possible that one of the most successful toy companies is in some, no offense, bumfuck town, not really close to anything? Don't you think that's slightly strange, how successful they were? And then everything going poorly afterward. I'm just saying.
I'm sure they had another location. But I agree, if they could not have gained all of their success here, or places.
And if it was a family business, they started here. I think it's a deal. Fits the paranormal, fits the strangeness. I think they pissed someone off. But that's an assumption.
Well, I agree with that last part. I think someone may have done... Well, it's a bit too soon to go off with many assumptions.
Then again, the newest toy was so successful, you said.
Yes.
So, what was that toy? Does it say, or is it vague?
I'll look. Does it say anything? Any descriptions of the toy?
No.
Well, something tells me the goats weren't the, top of the market seller. But
Well, maybe they were. Who knows? It's always fun to get a scare out of your friends. But I guess we'll not find anything else until we visit the woods.
Yes, about that. Are you ready?
I am. Might as well. Head down the road past the river. Just into the woods.
Will we pass your shop on the way?
We will.
I'm going to drop off my briefcase. If you don't mind.
No, I don't think I do. I think it'll be fine. Knox is there, so let's get a move on.
Okay. So yeah, we'll head through the kind of market area towards the woods, but stop off at a store, and I'll keep my briefcase in there.
Okay, so you just tuck it into, like...
Behind the front counter.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this
Okay.
is illegal to take.
Okay. And then walk out, and then you said you were where were you going after that?
To the tree line
We're heading, to the tree line of the forest.
where we saw
To the east.
little man.
Yep. Okay.
Was he little? Like he was
He was
a doll.
little,
Yeah.
he was the size of a doll.
Yeah.
So roughly about boop, boop,
Little man.
you know.
Good to know. Good to know.
Like the type of thing that you would see on a store shelf and, you know, expect it to be cumbersome but not heavy.
Gotcha.
So you said you were from Gilmore Manor.
That's correct.
Have I heard of them?
Well, history.
19?
From your understanding of who the Gilmores is, it's sort of this... They seem to be dead. Nobody's heard or talked to any of them in decades. It's just been way too long. So a lot of people just think it's a dead area in the woods. And when people say Gilmore Manor, they more mean that area than in the woods rather than any sort of house.
You mentioned that they have children.
Yes. They have a son and a daughter.
Do they, have they left the manor? Or are they still there?
Oh, I don't see any reason they would leave. They don't get out much, similar to I. Here, maybe this will put it in perspective for you. I was the steward. I was their butler. So my family has served this family.
Interesting.
Well, they're great people.
Are they human?
Yes. Well, yes.
Well, they have at least, I'm sure most people here believe them to be dead.
Seems so. It's probably because they don't come here much often. They have everything they need at home.
Self-sustaining, I assume.
Oh, yes. They have the money and the connections and the strings. They get a lot done. But I am the helper, cleaner, protector of the manor. But I'm on vacation.
How long is your vacation?
The last 50 years of my life.
Understandable.
There's a ceremony in which I will go back to when I am dying, where they would take care of me instead, like a reverse role, as I pass with my final days. But
Sweet.
yeah, they're good people. And these 50 years are going to be spent, my protege is going to be learning how to do my job. So hopefully he's doing well.
Alright. Another member of your family?
My adopted son, yes.
Very interesting indeed. I'd like to visit, eventually.
I would have to run it by Master Gilmore, but
Of course, of course.
But please, I'm sure they would love to meet such a gentleman.
How close are we?
You're there.
We're just stalling. Like, yeah. So, do you want to talk about anything else?
No, that was the conversation as
okay.
you
Yeah, I
walk
guess we
on
have
the
to go
way
there.
there. That was the conversation that you had as you walked on your way there. And so,
Oh, I guess-
now, as you're by the tree line,
Now that I'm
Over
not
the
holding
river.
now that I'm not holding a briefcase, and I'm not like You can see that I'm slouched over, but my arms and like I said, my hands are bigger, but my hands are like almost to my knees.
Okay.
Like I am very brachial. Very bat without wings.
Yeah. Yep. Epic. Okay.
As you make it to the tree line, you see that it is a lot more empty than what you saw it before. And roll a perception for me.
Ooh, I'm gonna roll perception for the smell in the handkerchief.
Okay.
See if I smell that.
14.
You have advantage on that.
Okay. Good. Sad.
14.
14.
Okay. Then you guys get about the same thing. As you sniff, open your nostrils, and let the pores soak in what you're looking for. You see it start to span and sprawl out as you don't really see anything off. It just feels like a sway as the wind shifts around you and starts to pick up, and you just start to feel a little bit of a chill, and you brush it off and look towards the woods. And since you're more focused on finding specifically the doll and anything like really off instead of a scent, what you start to gather is these different bristles and shakes and rustles of just small wildlife. Everything that you see could catch as a random form moving against you is a rabbit. And then every brush of something that could be jumping down on you is a squirrel as you start to tread lightly into the woods.
So, can I tell from the scent that it's definitely around?
No, you're picking up nothing.
I'm kind of clenching in my hand. Do you see anything? Because I sure as hell don't smell anything.
Nothing atypical.
Should we try our previous method?
It worked last time.
Hello? We've come to see you after all.
Roll a charisma.
Again. Oh, the opposite. 4.
4. Silence.
I'm out of ideas. Say, I'm by no means being suspicious. But have you seen that thing before?
The puppet?
Yeah.
I have not.
It was mimicking you, is all I'm saying.
Yes.
And that's not me putting anything on you. It's more of a, I hope you're okay.
No, he was trying to be friendly. At least that's my hope.
Or studying you.
Do you start to get into the deeper brush?
I imagine
Or
we've
do you
stopped.
stay within the
No, yeah.
perspective of the road?
I believe we've stopped. Just kind of
Mm-hmm.
talking about it, trying to gather our senses before we head in any deeper.
Okay.
Um,
What can I do?
It obviously understands English, common. I don't know if... Does it know cat?
possibly. I doubt it.
I know a few languages for possible entities. However, I don't know... I don't want to assume and be rude to
I
another.
think it may just be shy. If it is
Sorry.
alive.
Well, if it's shy, why don't we walk a little bit deeper and just not be so tense? You're welcome to join us. And we can sit down a little bit. And if we're there for more than 30 minutes, we'll just head back. No need to poke at anything with a stick.
I agree.
So you confirm that you're walking in.
Yeah, a little bit further.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Can we get a bless you in the chat?
Yeah, one bless you, please. Thank you. I'm cracked, sit. Anyway. As you walk through the brush, start to pour one branch away.
Bless you.
Ah! Ah. Roll a perception for me.
I will smell again. Because you're the eye guy.
5.
Total 20.
Total 20, oh no. Kidding. So, as it starts to get darker, you start to see the moon rise up in front of you and start to illuminate the forest. But behind you is the glow of the village. As you slowly start to get farther and farther away, you feel your eyes start to adjust.
Are those our footprints?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are your footprints, what you're hearing. As you start to smell, you start to picture the flecks in your mind. As this green starts to light not the treetops, but instead slowly down the trees themselves and start to flake across the forest.
Like the same, like, iridescent green that we saw earlier.
Mm-hmm. Like speckled across. And then you start to follow it, leading Gentleman behind you, until you arrive at this small farmstead.
The farm what?
Farmstead.
Yeah, okay. That is it abandoned?
It's roughly a mile off of Sanjash, the main village.
Beaten path?
The beaten path.
Damn.
And you see that while it is dilapidated, it feels kempt, as weeds are very low. Like the house and the barns and buildings themselves are aged and just sun-beaten, as all the paint is chipping and faded. But then the weeds around the crops themselves are damn near non-existent, if not as small as they can be. Almost as fresh as the crop itself.
Gotcha. Do you see all those speckles?
No.
Can you
My
see?
eyes are failing me today.
No. They're the same. The ones I rubbed off that eye. On the handkerchief. Here's a point of reference. I'll just give you the handkerchief.
And how far away are they? Do I
From
see them now?
the speckles? You don't see the speckles at all. That was more of a you thing.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we could see it. It's like, is it like the Scooby-Doo smell trail?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was more of your eyes lining up with your sense as it guides you
Oh,
to
that's
this
really cool.
location.
Does it like pinpoint into the like a barn house?
No, you see it just sort of waft and create this cloud around it.
Maybe you can't see it. The point is whatever energy I got on my handkerchief is in some kind of a cloud around that farm. Potentially harmful.
Do I recognize this building?
Roll history.
Barn.
7.
No. It's a complete... Phew, didn't know this was here. It's like
What?
discovering a new road in a town you've lived your entire life.
Mm. What direction did we go in away from the village?
East.
So I wouldn't know this area of the woods?
No.
Yeah. I can scout ahead. This smell obviously doesn't hurt me as much as it might you. So,
Sure.
Then again,
stay
I
here.
don't want to leave you alone.
I could stay here, see if I can obtain any information. If you want to scout it out, be my guest.
Okay. I will not stealth.
Okay.
I will just kind of partially. I won't straighten my back because I cannot, but I will stand up straighter. And I'll just walk in.
Okay.
I will sit down, just on either on the ground if I can't find anything, or
There's a log.
yeah. I'll
You sit
on the
down
log.
on a nearby log.
And I will balance myself on it, and open up my my spell book,
Mhm.
and I will scry on Mobius.
Okay. As you attempt to scry, you see that this is actually out of the area of Sanjash. Like, this is off the map. And so as you attempt, you feel yourself go to right past the river, right at the tree line, and then it bunt and force you back. Do you do anything in response?
Interesting. And I'll adjust my scry to stay right on the edge. If it is, or am I beyond the area of?
Scry? Yes.
Okay. Then I'll.
From your prodding, you realize that it's probably only around the clearing that makes up this village.
Then I'll stand about 100 feet back from him as he enters the building and follow until he enters.
Okay. Do you enter? There are 3 areas: the main fields, the barn, the stables. I lied, there are 4. I wasn't counting the fields before as part of the buildings. Yeah. The fields connect to the barn, and then the stables with grazing area, and then you see the farmhouse. Which do you enter?
Is most of it's in a cloud around this place? The
Yes,
speckles?
it's just
It's not
sorta
concentrated.
everywhere. No.
Okay. Then I will just go to the center, it's the farmhouse.
Okay.
Just first. Just walk up.
Okay.
Is it like a house? Like a house?
It's
like
a
Like a
house.
ranch house? Gotcha.
It is this older. Of course, to you, it's a newer building, but
Mhm.
for the architecture's sake, it looks older than the newer buildings in St. Jash.
Gotcha.
It would be like looking at a building now, designed with all of its like lighter grays and everything like that,
Mhm.
and then looking at a '70s building, how it's all of this brown. But instead, when you look at the newer buildings with all of this lighter wood, you can look at this one and see that it is this more dark oak. That as you look around it, you see that the paint is almost all but gone, but it's been kept up really well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no dust, there's a spider web on just a new one
It's
on
a
the
ranch
windowsill.
house.
Yeah. And then you are faced with actually a screen door that is very light and glass placed, as there's these little glass panels around it in each corner.
Is there like a main door behind the screen door?
Yes.
Okay. I'll walk up like the probably 2-3 stairs.
Yep.
Rip that open,
Mm-hmm.
and then put that on my shoulder, and then knock.
Okay. As you just do a light. You hear a shuffling behind the door. As you hear the prodding of clunk, 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 get closer by, as these heavy-set feet press against the wood of the house. And you hear as the inside of it starts to eek as he shifts his weight, and you can hear him press against this door as it sets forward. And you hear a, "Who is it?"
Hello. My name is Mobius Gilmore.
Do I know you?
Probably not. I assume you don't get too many visitors. I come in good tidings, my good fellow.
Alright. State your business then.
Currently we're interested in that warehouse. The toy factory in St. Josh.
What about it?
I have reason to believe that I've picked up the same energy there and here, and
Energy? We have nothing to do about energy. This is a farm.
Oh, it's not an insult, my good fellow. It's more of an interest.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to see if everyone here was okay, and we saw a small fellow earlier at the edge of the woods, and we were seeing if he was out here. But if you don't know him, then I bid you farewell.
Describe this fellow.
2-3 feet, mask, purple suit. You'd know him if you saw him.
What did the mask look like?
Was it a human face?
No.
It was a goat.
It was a goat.
Was it? A goat. Porcelain.
And then you hear a shift behind the door handle as you hear a little bit of a jiggle. Then you hear the of a couple locks, and then a of the main one as it slowly eats open. And you see a very older man, very, very weathered. You can't tell if it's age or stress that has led to these very deep set, almost leather face, as his eyes are kind of sunken down and his mouth has been contorted to cause the little droops by his cheeks. You're almost impressed as he is heavier set, and despite his age and his weather, he stands fairly tall, being about 6'2", holding still the broadness and the strength.
It's a strong guy.
Of a, not a young man, but like an older middle-aged man. Very gruff and has, you can tell he hasn't cared about shaving for a long time, as his beard tethers down to about the mid of his chest, and his eyes are these very poignant steel gray, as he looks at you with white hair. Come on in then. And he looks past you. And tell your friend to come too.
Gentlemen, we are now guests. Please. And I'll hold the door open for him until he comes.
Gladly. I say, I'll just do a quick look around as they're talking, seeing if anyone else, if there's anything else, any other movement from the other buildings, anything like that.
Roll a perception.
19.
Ooh. Okay. So, as you peer into specifically the stables, you can see a door that was just so barely still open. And as you look at it, you can see it shift, and off in the distance, you can hear the slightest click and then racket of a lock.
Then I'll head towards the house. You said so there's the stable, the house,
Stable, house, and then main farm.
main field.
Farm shed. So there's like the barn, the stable, farmhouse, field, grazing area.
As soon as I'm inside, I'm going to be looking for insignia and or family crests that would somehow allude to the Logan family.
Okay.
I'll head inside, and then just telepathically inside in your head, you'll hear there's another one in the stables.
It's a new one.
Do you say that out loud?
No.
Okay.
I'm a lot smarter than that.
Looks
Take it as a compliment.
Okay. As you guys enter, you can see a broad straw hat hanging on the side. As you can see these Victorian floral stamps across as the wallpaper. Right into the corners of the ends of the panels, you can see it peel just the slightest amount, and you can see the air bubbles from underneath of probably the gentleman that lets you in, constantly pressing them back into place. And these pictures of very grainy, very old, like, nowadays, pictures come in two forms. They're either painted, or they are just pure black and white, very low fidelity, like very dusty. It's the old, like, over your head, smile, a whole explosion type of camera. And you can see some pictures from, like, the beginning of that existing. And as you walk by, you find yourself stepping over this red rug with the tassels, little side table, and then roll an investigation to just catch what's on the top.
Both of us.
If you're actively looking, then yes.
15.
15?
18.
18. You're looking for Logan crests and stuff for Logan. What are you looking for?
Primarily just anything to identify this family.
Okay. What you see is you see the older gentleman looking way younger, just sort of huddled and looking over, full smile at the camera, of this large group of variant sizing silhouettes shaded over in veils that protrude a little farther out. And you can see him wear this, like, more put together suit in the time where they still had frills and the bibs, the bibettes, or something like that.
I'm wearing one.
Yeah, where it's this loud puff and you see this little coin there that the photo is too low fidelity for you to tell what's in there. But he looks to be about 50 years younger. As it's resting over this light veil. And as you step to the creak of the boards, you are entered into this sort of den area where you see a single bookshelf to the left. To the right, you see a fireplace that is not on, as the sun is just now setting, and you see him toss some wood in and start to light and sit back and actually take out a pipe and start to puff a little. And he gestures you two to a old, set-in satin red couch, something that is weirdly ostentatious for this farmer to have. Do you take a seat?
I gesture you to the seat first.
And I do.
Okay.
May I?
By all means.
And then I will sit.
So, who might you be?
I'm referred to by the St. Josh residents as the Gentleman.
Well, it is nice to meet you. The gentleman is a little hard for me to say consistently. So is it okay if I were to call you Gentle?
It will do.
Alright. Well, what might this energy that you're so curious of fancy you? Can I answer any questions?
What is your name?
My name is Kent Longings.
Insight.
Go ahead.
Am I good at that? Yes. 21?
21? Oh.
Why are you rolling, Josh?
Why are you rolling, bro? Why are you rolling? That's a lie. It's just a blatant like, okay.
What was the fake last name?
Longings.
Mr. Longings, we've been very honest with you. I'd like you to be honest with us.
Roll a persuasion.
Please.
Please.
No. 8.
I'm afraid until I know the full story and the full reason that you are here, that I don't think that trust has been established yet.
I respect that. But let's keep this honest. And we will do the same. As I said, this is the gentleman. I am Mobius Gilmore, and we come in search of a small man that we have seen in these woods. What else would you like to know?
Well, if I hadn't seen this man, what would you do?
Probably stop bothering you.
Alright. Then this energy. What specifically would you call it?
I don't know if I would call it an energy.
Maybe an aura. It's only something I can sense because of my natural senses. It's by no means. Is it magical, do you think?
If it is, it's not strong enough to give off an active, traceable aura.
Whatever it is, I can see it.
Right.
And we found it in that old factory in St. Josh.
What was its name?
Factory?
Yeah.
Latour? I believe it was in another language.
Was there anything in it?
Lots. We had lots of dolls. We had dolls with goat heads. We had blank face dolls. We had parts of dolls. And then we asked if anyone was there. And the stairs lowered, in which we saw an office and a small eye, in which we soon realized that that eye belonged in a doll. So we fixed the doll, and it's an important note that when we finessed with this eye, that is when I first noticed this energy, as I incorrectly labeled it. But after that, when we fixed the doll and left, we saw some strange figure in the woods.
You see him sit down the pipe, and as he looks towards the now dark sky, he draws the curtains and looks back. You said that before it was a man. Why would you describe it as a man?
Hands, feet, arms and legs.
He's humanoid, at least.
The goat head could just be a mask.
But you said you saw a goat man out in the woods.
That's correct. I'm sure you've seen crazier.
Well, the woods do bring a lot of odd circumstances.
But right after we did something that already concerned similar figures? That's not a coincidence.
Did you touch anything upstairs? Did you find anything?
The
Other
eye?
than the eye.
Papers.
Papers. Do you know who owns it? This factory?
Member of the Logan family.
Do you know anything of these Logans?
They've owned the building for generationally, right?
They did.
And they wanted to sell it.
About 50 years ago.
That's about all we know, I believe.
And that they abandoned the building approximately 5 years ago.
Well, I can tell you, it was longer than 5 years. So, I can tell you very quaintly that I have not seen this goat man specifically. But if you have any questions, then please let me know.
May we have your name?
But my name is Caiaphas Logan Jr., but I'm sure that you two already knew that by now,
Well, it's nice to meet you formally.
as it is to meet you.
Do you live alone, Mr. Logan?
Yes, yes I do.
I went inside him. Then we have more questions. I will sit back.
What caused you to lose interest in the factory?
The factory, well, business just wasn't doing well. It was getting tougher and tougher to move merchandise, and it was just the costs outweighed the benefits.
Even after your most successful toy release?
Well,
Documentation of it suggest otherwise. Your company was doing quite well.
well, you know how stuff goes. It's trends. It was a fad. It was just, you know, a 1 year fluke, and then the tour just tanked.
What was it?
It was a doll. It was a doll with the goat mask that you saw before. And as you can see, with them still being on the shelves, they weren't much of a kicker.
Well, Mr. Logan, how can you explain why the being or creature that we saw was wearing the same suit that I wear now? I find that to be particularly peculiar.
Disconcerting.
Indeed. Now, imitation is a form of flattery, and if that's what it is, well, great.
Well,
But I get a sense that that's not all there is.
I was just making an assumption. You see, that wasn't meant to be.
Also, your wording was quite peculiar when you mentioned you hadn't seen it in a goat mask, which implies you've seen a similar figure before, just not wearing the same mask. Is this true?
Well, I can say with 100% certainty that I did not make this doll that you're describing.
I never said you made it.
Well, you have to understand my position. I'm a lone man in the woods. I can't let all my cards loose, so fairs and squares, I didn't make it. I may have seen it, but I didn't interact with it.
When did you see it?
I'd say it was roughly about 4 p.m. It was just gliding by.
Today?
Yeah.
With no mask?
Yeah.
So what was under it?
It was one of my usual dolls, very smooth-faced.
What has chosen to follow you, Mr. Logan? We only mean to help. This seems like an issue.
I wouldn't say that it follows me, per se. but it follows very unfortunate people, and for you to have a doll yourself, and I'm guessing that you will be seeing your doll very soon, that I don't see a fortunate end to your tales, lads.
So I'm guessing this is a pretty
It's a bad sign, yes.
Oh, an omen.
I'm guessing
A synonym for that, yeah.
a particular, very concrete reason why this doll stopped selling?
No. It just wasn't mine anymore. Something else had it. It was my best work yet, and over time, it took it.
It.
What would be it?
There's a tall tale among my family that one must subdue yourself, for all you are is a toy maker, because the toy maker is out there, and if you ever got too big for your britches, it would come to get you. And I made this successful toy. It blew up, and I had to stop, but it was too late. The toy maker had gotten to it, so in order to save my skin, I gave it the toy, and now you don't see it anymore.
So this entity is the toy maker.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
You said you live alone.
Yeah, I do.
It's a lot to take care of.
Yes, it is.
Is he wearing a ring?
Yes, yes, he is. You can see that it is a very small single band, but laced around it is this very small filigree that turns into Z's every once in a while.
Okay. Ooh. Can I smell any dead things in this house?
Advantage.
You what?
You're one of them.
18.
18. You take a deep breath in, and you let it go. As you let your nose explore, it gets up and starts to pour through the rooms. Of course, you don't see anything, so you don't really get a layout of the building.
Mm-hmm.
But deep, deep underground, you start to smell something fresh.
fresh?
Like, just happened.
How fresh? Oh, just happened?
Yes.
Wow. Does it link to his hands at all?
No, not at all. It seems singular.
I'm pushing it here with an 18. Is it? Can I tell if it's human?
No. It's dead. But it's just, you don't know what it is. It's just too far underground. Like, you're getting a whiff of it under feet.
Gotcha.
So for you, that cues you off to two things. One, there's an entrance. And two, how it happened, because there's nothing leading back to him.
Something's here.
I agree. I unfortunately do not believe that you lived alone.
No, something just happened.
What do you mean?
I stand up. I smell death. Something is deep under these grounds. Forgive me for standing abruptly.
I noticed someone in the stables.
What did you say it was?
It felt like it was deep.
What are you talking about?
The scent.
What are you smelling?
Death. Meat.
Alright. You need to leave, as he gets up abruptly and starts to gesture you guys out. As he just... You need to go.
For your safety, sir.
You need to get out.
You seem to be...
If you're going to listen to me, and you're going to respect me and trust me, the same way that I'm trusting you, you're going to get out.
Yes, sir. I will leave.
Please,
I will
gentlemen.
leave,
Thank you.
but at the same time, you are telling half-truths at best.
That's for me to know, and for you to not. That's why they're... Just get out.
I will.
It was nice meeting you, Mr. Logan.
As he pushes you through the very small hallway, you could see out the window. Roll perceptions.
God.
Try again.
23.
We don't need to disclose this.
A small number. As you're pushing him back, you actually look back and lock eyes with him, gentle, as he just, and he's, no, you're leaving. And as you look out the window, you can see that the stable door is swung open, and behind it is just this pit. Like light goes into it and dies. As he just pushes you out, and you're out the front door, and you can see that he actually follows you out. As he picks up his straw hat, he puts on this very long leather coat that has the lapels tightened. It has the colonial style, like, presses.
He's epic.
And on the inside, you can see that it's red, and then on the inside, it's white. And you see him pick up a shovel, and then just move, and he's just brushing you back.
I mean, I do move, but I like sort of like half resist. As I'm like, you could at least be honest with us.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
As he gestures to
We are no longer in his house. We do not need manners. What?
as he keeps pushing you to the tree line, and it's like, not your problem. And
It looks like it's gonna be yours in a second.
if he leaves you at the tree line, and then you see him walk off into the stable and slam the door behind him and lock it.
So, as curious as I am...
This guy.
Get a load. As curious as I am, this has become officially not our problem.
I mean, yes. It's
However...
up to him. It would be.
It'd be shame.
Really, yes. True shame. Man just died tonight.
With no help.
That's all.
His choice.
Truly. Unfortunate circumstances.
Really, yeah.
Is there anyone else around?
No, it's
Awesome.
it's the middle of the woods.
Are
Does the
you...
stable have any windows?
No,
Exterior?
no.
Are you here now?
Roll a charisma.
Simple. 15.
As you need to roll a perception.
Natural 1?
Natural 1? Oh, you're epic. As you say that, roll a perception.
Awesome.
This is more of a joke.
I was memeing. I have advantage.
I was memeing. I was kidding.
6.
You got it.
Okay. To you, you just throw your hands up and just like, anybody? Like joking. And then as you spin around, you just sort of, And then you, as he says that, and then not notices what happens, you're just looking at the stables and you hear, like, the forest just start to rattle like a cicada back and forth behind you. And as you turn around, it stops.
Anyway.
Well, this is not our business.
No.
Not at all.
No, we really tried. But it's a good short story.
I guess so. It's true. Ends in a very ambiguous way.
Yeah, I mean, cliffhanger.
True. True.
So barbecue? You mentioned barbecue.
That's true. It's true.
You down?
We definitely get some good food. Have a good one! I start walking back.
I
to
leave.
Josh.
Okay, you guys go back?
It's not her problem, bro.
Okay, sounds good. As you walk back to Sanjash.
It becomes your problem.
Yeah, no. As you walk back to Sanjash, you feel like strangely, you feel a middle of the pack content, mostly because you just don't care.
We tried. What are we gonna do? Forcefully help someone? Yeah.
Mostly disgruntled because of how things left off, but you're left with a slight tinge of curiosity, just enough to be like, if I wanted to, yeah, I would go back. I wouldn't be against it. To just knock, see how everything's going.
Yeah.
But right now, just to know. And as you go back over the river, you can see that Sanjash itself is alight with this glow around it, as the festival is celebrated in each and everyone's individual way. For you, it's a very strange holiday, as it's less alight as the town central. It's more alight that everyone else is celebrating together, and they're coming together, one as part of the group. Then the group splits, and then the group celebrates as the one, as everybody meets up, celebrates the festival, then goes back off to just have a fantastic time in their own homes. And anybody who can't, as you see a couple of people just sort of stare off and wave and sort of lower themselves, and they start to frown and turn over and see the laughing dog as they start to just beam kiddishly as they go off, and you can tell that they are meeting new people. So where do you guys go?
What would you like to see first?
Well,
Are you hungry?
I am hungry. You're
No,
thinking.
about your palate, yes.
Yes, you see,
They prepare most of the food. I don't think that they'll serve it raw, although you probably will be able to ask. Hopefully we'll catch them before they cook all of it.
oh yes, I'm
For
sure.
your sake. We've got all night, so.
Show me the way.
Alright, and we'll find one of the barbecue areas that they're having. Are they public?
No,
Awesome.
they are inside their own homes. The only ones that are public is like there's one at the Altar of Knowledge.
We're gonna crash
There's
the
one.
4th of July party.
There's one at the Leaping Horde. There's one at the Rich Hotel, and then there's one at the Laughing Dog. That are open, public, everybody can go, and then the rest are literally all the shops are closed, and everyone else is just celebrating on their own.
Yeah, like Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and then the Thanksgiving dinner, if it was
Awesome.
a lot louder,
Awesome.
if it was a lot louder.
Uh-huh.
The one thing you do notice is you notice that Roberta's shop is still open.
It's like Thanksgiving? awesome.
I'm in.
Yo.
That's so good. That's so good.
I guess we could eat. The Laughing Dog.
Sure.
It's a rowdy tavern. I'm sure we'll have fun.
Oh, I'm sure we will. It's been a good day. An interesting day.
Do I know anything about the Laughing Dog? Particularly. Go ahead.
Roll.
Make me laugh, John.
Yes.
Particularly about what?
Memes.
I rolled a 12. How do they treat newcomers?
Oh! Is that what you're looking for?
Is it like a
Crime.
regulars only kind of place?
And you got a what?
12.
12? No, they're fine. The best place to go would probably be the Laughing Dog. If you were to run into a problem, it would be at the Leaping Horn,
Oh, okay.
where the rich hotel is just oh, you're poor. If like you can't pay, they're just like, oh well, leave. Get out, like right now. And then if you don't, they'll just beat the fuck out of you. But anyway,
Right.
you guys go to the Laughing Dog. As you walk in, you are bolted. You are bolted with all of this loud, over-the-top party music for the Victorian times. So a lot of people are just sort of up and talking, and people are playing their own like little guitars, just and they're having a good time. Roll charismas.
We're gonna walk in like Pitbull.
Mr. Worldwide.
14. Okay. 13.
14, 13. Okay, so you see two people come up to the two of you. One is a larger human gentleman, a little more heftier, not really muscly, but he is like 6'3", so he's a big man. Big man.
Linebacker.
He plays defensive end. But and then a much smaller his kid.
Ah,
that
the
is
bonked one.
that is the exact same proportion, but like 5 years old.
Do the roar.
Do the roar. And as he walks up to you, he's just like, "Hey, how may I help you? Welcome to the Laughing Dog. Woo!
Greetings.
We need food and a
Food.
drink.
What kind of food would you like, mister?
The rarest thing you got, as in temperature,
What?
as in raw.
What?"
Look at him.
And then you see the kid walk up and be like, "You're whack! Do you actually want raw?
You never tried it.
Tatty!" As he like just sort of like slaps his tummy.
Ew. Oh, come on. I thought we were gonna get through this session without one of these.
Slaps his tummy, and he looks down and he's just like, "The customer wants what he wants, and the customer gets what he wants. That would be 5 copper."
I actually don't have any money.
I can pay for it.
Thank you
Just
very
put
much.
it on my tab,
Very.
which I will pay tonight.
All right. I would just subtract it out.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, don't pay him.
Don't pay him. It'd be lit. It'd be epic.
It'd be fun. It'd be fun if we started the adventure and we left town, and you never paid him.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. But, he actually takes a entire big-ass cow leg and just, plow, right in front of you. No.
Scooby-Doo.
This one you actually do need to chew.
Ah,
So it does take you multiple bites.
I will be proper for the first 3 minutes, and then dive.
And what kind of drink you want?
Oh, this is fine, thank you. Oh, like an alcohol. I've only ever drinking wine.
Boy!
No, give me something. What would you prefer? What would you suggest?
and you just see him like, blam, and it is like
Rat
a
poison.
fancy bottle of wine. It's just like, that would be 2 gold.
For the bottle.
Yes.
Alright. Well then, I will have... I assume there's a special for tonight.
Well, of course.
Great. Well then I'll take the special and a glass of whiskey.
All right, boy, get a glass of gutter spooch and a fat moon plate. And he turns and he goes, right, and then goes back and just, and you see him take him like 10 minutes, but then but then he just sets the plate down.
Let's make fun of the kid.
But then he sets the plate down and he puts down this little wooden cup that has this pure black liquid, and then the food in front of you is all of this bread. It's like a pizza, but then you can see it doughed over with a spice that you don't recognize.
It's a pizza.
That blankets it white. It's not cheese.
Ooh.
It has a weird, different smell. You don't know what it is.
Is it rotting now? Yeah.
Do you bite it?
I take a sip of my whiskey first, and then I bite it.
It is not whiskey. Make a constitution.
What the fuck?
He said it was black.
Con save?
Yes.
8.
Okay, get dunked on. You're done. As
Great.
as you take a sip, you're like, oh, nice. And then you find yourself not being able to stop. And you're like, oh, not nice. Not nice. And then as you set it down, it's just you hit the off switch.
Okay.
Now, everything that you do from then on, you will not remember.
Awesome.
Do you eat the pizza?
Yes.
It's powdered ranch. You're eating powdered ranch on pizza.
Ooh, that
Okay.
is that okay?
Powdered ranch
I
dressing.
don't
Okay.
know if it's okay.
I'm sure it's okay.
Maybe.
It's very flaky, but you won't remember the taste anyway.
That's
so,
true.
So, and then as he sees you go from like you're good, you're good, you're good to as the light green turns into like a deeper like fern gully green.
Oh, so it's just general. So everything's my scent smell is just green.
Oh no, his skin is a light green. It's
Oh
very
yeah,
green.
okay, that's
Yeah.
right.
So as he instead of getting redder, he gets like chlorophylled.
Oh, funny. That made me really nervous. I thought you meant the green stuff I saw at the farm. I'm like, whoa.
No, no, that's not what happens.
Good. Are you okay?
Great.
Sleep.
What about you? How's the leg?
It's fantastic. It's just, wine's fancy and all that. It's just not old enough.
Just have another sip. I'm sure it'll get there.
I just have the bottle as...
Make a concert.
No.
I refuse.
I think... No, it's only disease, not...
Yeah, you're not a Yuan-Ti.
You're just lame.
Sorry, you're a bat person, not a snake person. Get cracked.
Con. Yo. 19.
19? Yeah, you're fine. As it definitely leaves you with a sting because it's a lot, so you get like a little bit of a head throb right here. And it's more of a like, too young. It's like if...
This is just grapes.
It's like if you had a mixer and it was grape juice, but it was like 90% grape juice.
Mmm.
So as you drink it, you're just getting the grape juice, and then it just pulps and sticks to the back of your throat, and then you just feel it give you a headache, and you're like, oh, this is a good decision.
I'm gonna walk over to... Is there like a table that looks like they don't have a lot of money? But I'm just gonna put it on their table.
Okay.
And then walk...
You see them go and just go like... Oh.
It's shit. And then I'll walk past. And I'm gonna go order some whiskey. Two
Okay.
whiskeys.
Okay.
Where is he? There he is.
You.
Crowd to find you.
You just follow him. Just sort of like...
Hey.
You hit fucking chimpanzee mode. And you're like,
Where'd that wine go?
Blue.
Where'd the wine go?
Oh, I gave it to them. It was shit. I wanted to try what you had.
Oh, fair
2
enough.
whiskeys.
I don't think it's whiskey. Another!
of that? Well, damn. You see him set him down, and it's like
Just black.
5 copper, and then he sets one down, and it's another 5 copper.
Awesome.
So a silver.
I don't have any money. It's all you, bro. I use all my money for the
Get dunked
prequel.
on. Get dunked on. Make a concept.
Yikes.
Do you drink it?
Not yet. We got a cheers, bro.
Okay.
Is it the black liquid?
Yeah.
Now I think this is whiskey.
From what you
This
heard
is
him
whiskey
from
I've
what
never
you
seen
heard him
whiskey.
from what you heard Big Tavern Man say, it was gutter spilch.
Oh, gutter spilch whiskey.
Sure.
Yes.
So go ahead. Do you guys drink?
To a good day and to a new friend. Dink. The moon. Take the shot.
Make a concept.
10.
10. Okay, so like that little bit of a head throb goes to full brain, and you're like, wow. Okay.
Are you there yet?
I'm feeling it.
You will remember tonight.
That's great.
As you take a step and get hit with a whoa.
I feel really, really fast.
Do you know?
Yes.
How fast?
I'm gonna put my hand really close to his face and pull it back as fast as I can.
I go some safe.
Okay. Well, oh, I am proficient. That's a 13.
Oh, you succeed, but barely.
Whoa! Stop. Don't do that again. You're really fast.
Did you see it that time? Too quick.
What?
Too quick.
You did it again.
I get 3 times.
Another!
5 silver.
Waiter.
Waiter. Do you get another for him as well?
You want another one?
Yes.
Another!
Hey, that's a silver. Do you take it?
To the moon.
And back.
Make a con save.
Natural 1. Jab.
It is now the next day.
Oh no, that means he makes up what happened. Next day sounds frightening. To the moon and back, darkness.
We did not make it back.
Mobius and the Gentleman will not remember that.
Ever. Okay. Roll Lux for me.
You see, this is where the fun
I
begins.
spec'd into this, so we're good. 10.
5.
Okay, so you wake up in your bed and you're like,
What?
as you get up and you see that the entire store as you look back has been robbed as it's new.
It started so good. Dude, you're home. Everything's going.
As you lean back up and you look over and you leave your room and you look down and you can see the first 2 aisles gone.
Crime.
Great.
And then as a 5, you find yourself waking up to someone that you find weirdly familiar as you just see them completely dead. Flies are coming out of their mouth. Just sort of whoa.
Where am I?
I don't know.
Am I in the woods?
I don't know. Look. Roll perception.
Oh. Ah! Well, first I'm going to roll perception on how long this man's been dead.
Okay.
23.
23. Okay. You realize that he's been dead for a long time, as you remember him as when you first entered this
Yes.
the town. This was the man that had died from some random disease, and you just took his larynx and ate it.
Yeah.
And then when you wake up, you find that the rest of him has also been eaten, and you find yourself very full.
Who did that?
That's crazy.
Is it like to the bone?
Yes.
Like I boned this man?
Yes, it is very full. The only thing he left is the head.
So he looks goofy.
As you see the rest of the villagers just sort of like...
This is all cherry pie. He fell.
As you go to touch your face, you feel all of this, like, very dry, black, sticky, as it's like, oh.
Very sorry. I have somewhere to be. Excuse me. Do I have all my things? Do I have all my things?
I mean, other than, like, your suit, what else do you have?
Nothing.
Yeah, so yes.
Oh
you
yeah, I'm
have
poor.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take his ear and I'll walk off. Just a ruffles.
Jeez, you were full.
But it tastes good.
No. Okay.
Do you need more? I did. I try to find my way. I stumble back to his store.
You also find how much money do you have?
A lot.
you find yourself 50 gold poor.
Okay.
Dang.
Okay, they got to one of my stashes. Is the briefcase still there?
Yes.
Okay. Then I will start scrying on the objects in which I am missing.
Oh, well, when you go to scry, you see them all in the poor district, as like all of these kids are like fireball, and then you just see them whoa pow,
Super bad.
as like a firebolt just goes flying and hits like a little squirrel as it goes.
That's
And then nothing happens. It lives. It's fine.
Those are
it
cool.
runs away.
Those are cool kids.
And you see them be like,
I'm awesome.
"Wah, I'm a." He turns around and is like, "I'm a wizard." and then you see one of the kids be like, "I'm telepathic," as you hear in your head, "Poop," as loud as it can be. Just in your head, you just hear poop.
This is going very well, considering what you
The
have
child
in your
is
stock.
6. It still finds poop very funny.
Of course.
The kid is laughing at
The kid is laughing in your mind.
That is
Yeah.
so great. It's just a poop. It gets cut off.
It's silence.
I have one called Banish.
Jimmy.
No! Where did he go? And then you see their parents run out and be like, "Holy!" You have birthed a tiny wizard cabal.
That's
I
cool.
know where all of them
Some kind of suicide school.
are. Alright, I will...
You actually come upon this as you sort of like walk through the middle and go like, "Wow, where'd those scrolls come from?" And then walk by.
I will note which children have the attack spells.
Okay.
Like, Firebolt.
The
Okay.
bad kids.
The cool kids.
No.
Does the scroll get consumed when they read it?
It's a cantrip, so no.
Okay. Yep. So
Unlimited
I
vow.
go, and I will go search for all. What else was stolen? Anything more valuable than cantrip scrolls?
No, because mostly they couldn't reach them. And then
I
they
look
just
at
couldn't do
Nox's
it.
cage.
And you see Nox just sort of like, "Meow." Bro, I locked it.
Door? Or your
I was
cage?
in for the night, bro.
You locked the door.
Meow. I was in, bro. I was out.
Were you in or out? Did you go to a bar? Did you lock the door? What happened?
Meow. I was out like asleep, but this door was in because it was unlocked, like my cage, which is locked. So I can't get out. I trapped myself, and I'm saying, "Sorry, please let me out."
I thought you could unlock it with your tail.
Meow. I have overestimated my capabilities.
Okay, fair enough. Why do we put a lock? I unlock it.
And then you
Why is
see
there a lock on it?
and then you see him get out and onto the counter.
The drunk gentleman be like, "You guys want to catch her?"
Hey, I got spares.
I'm a cool guy.
Shoot one of your dog. It'll be
Alright.
crazy.
Wow.
I'm going to try and recuperate our losses. Manage to shop. Don't let anything else get stolen for now. I'll be back, and I'll go out and find the child.
Okay. Roll and well, you have scry, so roll investigation with advantage. And then what are you doing again?
Go into his store.
So as you go to, as you need to roll a survival to find the way back.
To survive.
To survive.
I rolled a natural 1 and then a 15.
Am I good at that? No. I got a 23.
Oh.
So yes.
So
Well, not
you
proficient.
from the tour, you're able to go like, well, we went that way, and now it's this way. Okay, and then you just sort of like through all the streets, and you walk by kids going, and then shooting ray of frost, firebolt, like these lightning. You see a kid get lightning alert and just get thrown back. You see the two little kids just and catch him, and you see him just sort of like again.
Oh my
One more time. As they like walk by.
Okay.
And then as you're leaving and you let Knox out and you open the door and you see the gentleman just sort of, or not the gentleman, Mobius, walk into the main street and just start to walk towards your store.
How covered am I in dried blood?
Mwah, mwah. He looks like a murder victim, not like a perpetrator.
Okay.
Because it's all dried. It's all dried and at least like... Okay, it's super coagulated.
Okay. Mobius!
Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning. You look terrible.
I feel great.
You got a little something.
Yeah,
like, all over you.
I know. Late last night, I found a pie eating contest.
Oh, did you?
Yes, and I won.
Mm.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
Okay. You might want to get that cleaned up.
Yes, I was going to ask. And you might want to get that cleaned up, as I point to like a frozen over alleyway.
you just see a 4-year-old like, and then slowly start to move again as you see it like.
Yep, that's the idea. Alright, you should go head inside, clean up.
Burp out like a small collarbone.
Yeah, you just see a finger like onto a wall.
Crazy pies.
You do notice that his spit is absurdly dark. Like instead of it being like a normal, just sort of.
Oh my god, that is super gross.
Hey.
I don't mean to be offensive, but it is. You're... Clean up. Go
It's like a
clean
pale
up.
green phlegm, just constantly
Oh
by
my
default.
God. That's... I'm sorry, that's really gross.
I feel great.
I'm glad.
I'm glad.
Okay,
How are you?
please go clean up.
Okay. Where?
Go inside.
The store and clean up? Do you have like? Okay, I go inside. I go inside.
You'll find something.
Okay. Roll an investigation. Oh, you already did to find the kids. So this will take you about 2 hours or so, and I'll just speed run it because really you don't run into any major problems other than the kids being like, "I want it," and then the moms just sort of going like, "Can you keep this one?" When it's like, message, mage hand, prestidigitation. As you can see one kid just running around and you hear all of this glass shatter and then him go like, "It's okay, Ma," and then use mending and then it's just fine again. And she goes, "Okay, well you're still," and then he just shatters it again and then runs away. Like, "Meow."
See how this could be a problem. They already know the spell, so I just need to scroll back.
As you explain that to like the 5 moms you meet, you see them all go.
It's like renting a book.
And you see them just give you the scroll and just like sit out the window and just hit like a and just look outside of it for like
I
a
know how
hot minute.
valuable it is. Please stop by sometime.
Advertising. It happened.
As you just see the kids like, pow. I'm gonna blow up this box. Pow! And then the box blows up. He's crazy.
He's cracked though.
That guy's cool.
Yeah, I love Jim. Anyway.
His name's Jim.
Jim.
Yeah, that guy's name is Jim. That little like 3-year-old.
I'm writing that down.
That little 3-year-old. Yeah,
Jim.
he's new. He's fresh.
Where does he live?
He's right.
I know where he lives.
I'm gonna hang out with Jim. He's cool.
He would live like right here.
Alright, Jim.
Let's see who's
My
the better
protege has been found. I'll find you, Jim.
Mini me.
Jim,
No, don't say that.
Have you ever had a wizard battle?
Hot down.
Come on, Jim.
Okay.
Try.
So as you go inside of the store, you just see Nox just sort of go like, meow,
Hello.
and you don't know cat.
Bro, really?
You're not cultured.
Sorry. I don't bat.
So what do you say?
The gentleman told me to clean up in here. Where can I do that?
You just see him go, meow.
I appreciate the gesture. And then I walked to wherever he meowed.
So you go like right by the front of the counter, and he just lets out a paw. And then he goes, gets a scroll, and it just prestidigitation off and splatters everywhere, and you see the cat just roll
I got it.
and then you see him like point his tail to a closet.
I get the presumed mop in the closet.
Yup. You see a mop and bucket.
And I will clean the inside.
Okay, after you spend the 30 minutes making the round trip back to the river.
Oh.
Because you don't have plumbing.
Is there any spells in there like create water?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll is it
But
a scroll?
as soon as you go to pick it up, Nox just goes,
Please, I'm doing a song of it. I know that was no. What if I got you something?
meow. You see him point with like his whole paw just like.
Come with me then. Please?
Oh, persuasion.
Let's go. Natural 20.
You see him just take the scroll into the bucket.
That was theft. And then I will clean.
Then he puts it back in.
I am a criminal. Okay.
And that will take you a solid amount of time.
Yes.
But you are clean, and you feel refreshed. It's like the spell is like instantly taking a shower while having everything washed and dried professionally.
Professionally dried ass.
Oh yeah.
I feel good.
I was referring to your clothes, but you know
Oh.
that also exists.
Well, I mop.
Yep.
I mop good.
Mop fine. And then as you just sort of brush back and forth, you get back. It is 10 a.m. already.
Even if I get done early, I'll clean the
Or
rest.
no, you guys are hungover and slept in, so it'd be like 1 p.m.
If I finish before he gets back, I'll just clean the rest of the store.
Okay. Roll a dex for that.
Time to break shit.
I don't think you're proficient in cleaner supplies.
11.
Why, you're a butler.
Oh yeah. It's clean, bro.
It's
clean.
It's clean.
It's
You
clean.
clean it like just 5 minutes before he shows up. As you clean up all the blood, and you start, and you walk in on him just starting to feather dust everywhere.
Oh, did you sort that out?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Most of it anyway.
Habit. As I point to the gleaming shelf.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Oh, it's.
That looks nice.
Thank you. Um,
Like better than it has in a little while now. I kinda like drift my head over to Nox. But don't like lock eyes with them.
No. And you see him that translate from cat to fucker.
Sad. If I knew it, I'd be sad.
Cat doesn't like me.
Sad.
Well,
We used a scroll of like water to clean up a little faster. I hope you don't mind.
It's not gone, so.
Oh, great.
All right. Did I buy a bottle of wine last night?
That was the first thing we bought. Then we had food. You ate a bunch of bread. And then we had whiskey. And then after that, I don't know.
What do you mean whiskey? Was air quotes there?
It was called
What's
some.
that for?
It was a very specific brand of whiskey. It was black.
I think that's definitely not whiskey.
Ah,
Yeah.
I
What the hell would they give us?
I remember the noise of our glasses dinking, and then nothing else.
All right then.
So a good night. That's never happened to me before.
Well, it's the first time for everything.
Ugh,
To many more.
too many more.
Did we keep the bottle of wine? Did we finish it?
We finished.
All right. Well then. Do you have any other business?
No, can't say I did, but I suppose, and I'll just open up a little notebook. I'll spend today writing our first short story with our cliffhanger at the end, and I will title it "To the Moon and Back."
Okay. Roll a history to like get it accurate.
It's all blown out.
And this gigantic moon guy
The dog flew in and punched the building and it fucking exploded.
turned into a Michael Bay movie.
He's sick. That's actually pretty good, I think. Yeah, it's super good. That's like 21.
Okay, so other than like a couple tiny minor number changes, it's accurate.
It's just a recording of the stream.
Yeah.
Sick.
Other than like, you get like a direction or two wrong. But otherwise, yeah, you get it right.
Sick.
Well, I don't know about you, but at least we got a good story out of it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, of course. You're so curious, aren't you?
Well, of course. I'm not going to go back.
Bah. You see, that is what I agree with. You see, we could tell the story and then other people would go.
Exactly.
They'd be fine. If he can fight whatever it is with a shovel, they'd be fine.
Well, that's precisely the mystery about the ending. Maybe he lives, maybe he dies.
I don't know. To be continued.
There's two sides to that coin. He lives, story's over. He dies, it's just beginning.
Shut up. I'm secretly writing that good line.
In any case, as you mentioned earlier, I do run a business. I am interested in expansion.
However,
There are a few things that keep me here. I'm looking for a few individuals who might help me tie up these loose ends that I have here in St. Josh.
he's like, because you're behind him and he's writing, as soon as you mention individuals, you see his little bat ears like,
Now, at first, it would pretty light work, but it has the potential to definitely go beyond my expectations. I guess by classification it would count as mercenary work. But I don't see it evolving into killing anyone. At least anytime soon. Well, there's all sorts of business to be had in the big cities.
Gentlemen, are you offering me a job position?
I am.
Well, allow me to introduce yourself as your associate.
Glad to hear it.
2 jobs. I don't know if I can handle it. As long as you promise me one thing, and that is after these loose ties are tied, we have ourselves an adventure and expand.
That's the idea.
Then I like it very much.
Well, there are some other savory fellows here, arrived similar to you. I noticed their entry into Sanjosh. You see, I've set up a bit of a... This shop is somewhat... It's more of an asset than it may seem. Its ability, or the ability that I have gathered over this time has given me quite the insight of this town. Except for one location. There's a building just behind a small warehouse. One I'm unsure of. Operating alone, I do not have the manpower or the know-how to find out what it's about, all on my own. However, I would assume that the others that have entered this town recently, strangers, they would be hopefully interested in mercenary work as well, and can join you and I on this endeavor.
You're
But
telling
first, we do not need 5 people to do this simple job. The first on the list is to find out who owns it.
You're telling me there's more mysterious buildings in St. Josh?
Oh, of course.
Well,
I have an ability to see beyond my eyes.
I have scent. I understand. Or do you mean magically?
Magically.
Of course.
Any more literal sense. I cannot see inside that building, and that worries me. Now, I cannot see inside of the Altar of Knowledge either. That is explainable. But what is inside that building that prevents me from seeing inside? That is what I would like to know.
Have you tried knocking on the door?
No,
It's worked so far.
it has. I am worried it might work a little too well. There's a particular rumor about this building. And it's why I have not entered or tried anything direct.
Worse than a haunted dollhouse.
Yes.
Go on.
The local rumor is that that building houses a number undisclosed. I have no idea the capacity that it may contain. But it supposedly has a number of dreamers as slaves within.
And those are your people, correct?
Yes.
Well,
If there's anything a servant understands, is that, well, it It's an honor to be a server. However, I do not, and I will not, accept slavery, especially of your people, to be prohibited.
I appreciate that.
Thank you for sharing this with me.
But now you know why I am hesitant to enter this building myself.
However, I pose a question to you, and this is not an insult. What is so special about your people to make them slaves?
We have this name for a reason. The dreamers are people who can alter or influence the way your dream might go. So while kings sleep, they may have dreamer slaves that can influence the king, his wives, to have more pleasant dreams. Maybe they're riddled with nightmares, or they wish to see something. The dreamer can supply it. I can communicate through dreams, and for this reason, many dreamers are imprisoned and forced into slavery.
Sorry.
It is very unfortunate. But I would like to end that streak.
I would like to help you. You see, I didn't just get my position from my good looks. I'm joking. But my people are typically looked down upon. Gnolls and, we're cousins, sure. But, I understand your fight. And I know that this whole journey and fun day that we've had has been melancholy and silly and, strange. But man to man, I respect you. And I would love to take on this fight.
I'm glad to hear it. But you must know, at least in the beginning, you will be alone. I will not be able to accompany you on some of these excursions. My identity as the gentleman, as a dreamer, it is too risky for me to be seen investigating this place.
Of course. I
The
have
rumor, along with, if it ends up being true, if they were to find out that I search for knowledge of what lies within, I may end up just in the same position as those imprisoned.
I won't let that happen.
I also saw some interesting individuals in town. They may be the same people you've seen. Because of my familiarity, I will accompany you in recruiting best we can. However, the two I've met, one's an interesting, odd fellow. Not saying we're not, but odd. Not always a bad thing. He seems to be an artist. And the other seems to be some religious figure who is on some kind of journey to spread his knowledge. If you can somehow hook, line, and sinker him into thinking this goes with his beliefs, I can assure you that he will work for you in an instant. Especially with your ideas and word choice of expansion.
What faith does he follow?
Not one I've heard of. Can I try to remember?
Roll history.
Damn, let's go. 21?
Failed it.
Love to see it.
I believe it was something along the lines of, Felden. Nothing I've heard about. Something about punishment and righteousness. And, I don't know. Very religious words.
Yes. I believe they have a very strong moral compass.
I did get that from him. He seemed rather stern with his values. But
That's workable.
as soon as I showed interest, you showed interest in me. So I assume if you do the same, we'll be good to go.
Well, now I guess I can send you on your first mission. As of yesterday, in a similar way of how we identified the owner of the toy factory, I would like to send you to the Altar of Knowledge in search of the owner, in search of the same knowledge of the owner of this warehouse. It is located behind a business known as Wax and Lund. It's about the same size. Do we know if it has a title? The warehouse. It's one of the buildings right next to the Laughing Dog. See what you can find there. Hopefully it's something.
Well, whatever it is, it won't be nothing. And if it is, it's quite frankly good news.
Honestly, yes. Nothing being in the Altar of Knowledge tells us more than just one small file.
Oh, I meant nothing being in the building.
Oh, well. Yes, that would be great news.
Okay. Good. So, you let me know when you want to look for those other people. And I suppose in the meantime, I will, do this. Find what I can.
Alright. I will send a small friend with you. It will allow me to see a bit, maybe communicate with you on a small end.
Sure.
So that if you have any worries or anything, simply communicate that to this friend, and hopefully that message will reach me. Of course, if anything, if you notice anyone tailing you like that, I doubt which will happen. Should be as simple as just try to lose them before you come back here.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, this friend that I'll send with you, it is a small bird, a finch. It will follow you for most of your journey, but should you find yourself being followed, or otherwise you feel yourself in danger, it will guide you to a place where you can hide. You should be able to hold over there without any risk of them finding you. Sort of hideout, if you will. But otherwise, I'll send you on your way. My friend will keep us in touch, and I'm ready to find those other beings, I will contact you.
Okay. And I will shut my book. I will walk to the door. I will open it. Thank you. This is exactly how I wanted to spend my vacation. Good luck to you.
And to you.
And that will close session 1 of Temp Help.
Sick. Nuts.
I want to thank all of you for joining us because we started a little bit late. If you have any questions, we'll answer them now and probably be on for another 14 minutes or so. So if you have any questions, please hit the chat. If we don't see any in like a minute, then we'll probably pack up and head out. But thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. This was
Yeah.
great. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was crazy.
Session 1.
We're definitely going to be doing this more. This was a lot of fun.
No, this was great. I hope you guys liked it.
Yeah, I hope we do well.
'cause it was
Do
fun.
big things. Big things, yeah.
Check out our Instagram.
Yep.
We've got a Instagram set up. You can see we'll post updates on there for our next episodes, stuff like that.
Well, I'm glad that you guys liked it so far. The Instagram is literally Temp Health, all the same. Probably we'll post a photo directly after this, another one next time too, and we look forward to showing you the rest of the guys.
Oh, it's gonna be so much fun.
Yep.
Oh yeah, a lot of guests line up, a lot of boys, and
Yeah.
yeah,
So good.
that wraps everything up.
Do
really.
we have is the schedule out there on our Instagram and all that?
The schedule's not on the Instagram. It's actually on Twitch. It is every other Friday at 6 to 10. This was a rare thing. This won't happen every time. But
Great.
That's
Yeah.
Eastern Standard Time.
yeah, EST, just in case anybody needs to know. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I hope you two liked it.
Oh, it was great.
What did you
Yeah.
guys think?
I had a great time. It was a lot of fun.
Mhm.
You're funny.
Great intro.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah.
You're funny.
I try.
Will the VOD be watchable later? Yes, it will. You will be able to look through it. We will keep an archive both on YouTube and on Twitch. So we'll probably end up posting that here soon. Channel's definitely going to be called the same name. If any variations occur, we'll let you know. Session 2.
Yep.
Sick.
First thing, Session 2.
Yep. We should have
So-
all the VODs up by Wednesday.
Yep.
If not, maybe earlier.
Yep.
Great.
It shouldn't take too long. Definitely not by Session 2. But,
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you two think? How did you two like it?
I really liked it.
Yeah, it was a great intro.
I love a good slow burn. I love a day session.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's good stuff. Like the dialogue, like the people.
I gotta say, applaud. I'm really glad that you guys are really picking up the sandbox. I'm impressed.
I thank you for making the sandbox.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of
Yeah.
fun. I think you guys really leapt into it, and that was the best.
I cannot wait to see how the rest of us, how we're gonna mingle with the other guys.
No, it's gonna be really, really cool. I think we're off to a really strong start.
If you heard that screech, that was our wonderful friend MJ. He's a treat, and he's also being a huge help with this stream. So really appreciate it. You'll hear his screech whenever it gets like really slower at the end right here, but he's a great guy. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one.
That one right there. That one right there.
Should have heard that one.
All right. Well, we hope to see you again.
Yeah, I think that wraps it up. See you guys session 2.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.